Hi, hello, welcome to or welcome back to my channel. Shout out to the All Access Patreon members who are seeing this first. Thank you so much for supporting my channel. If you haven't connected with me over on Patreon yet, it's completely free to join and you still get some perks. Occasionally I'll drop a YouTube video there early, or I'll make a previously only accessible to the All Access members, accessible to everyone. If a video is ever blocked on YouTube after I upload it, it will be available for free on Patreon, plus it's ad-free. However, if you are interested, there is an All Access membership tier you can join that gets you early access to all of my content, extended versions, non-blurred visuals like music videos, requested live performances, interviews, things that I either can't put on YouTube or I have to blur for YouTube, exclusive live streams, more weighing on what I do next, things like that. All of the information will be in the description below. So it's the live at the Showgirl. I'm so excited. We are reacting to this very late. Lolo, my sister, did not come in until late last night. Her flight got delayed. And we're gonna get up and I was gonna do it earlier, and then we got to talking and chit-chatting, and then our day just kind of got away from us. Then we started getting ready. Then we had, what is this stuff called? Equipment issues. And now it is a solid 7:38 p.m. on Friday. This thing came out at midnight last night. The fact that I've been able to stay off social media is probably it's really impressive. I'm actually like really shocked. So I have not had spoilers. Lolo had one spoiler.
I had one, and I'm not gonna say anything. I'm sorry.
Okay, yeah. She didn't tell me. I was like, don't tell me. I don't want to know. Was it like a big one or was it a small one?
That'll be really funny once you realize what it was.
Okay. Well, then don't tell me. We obviously are here in our showgirl attire, if you will, and Salem is really eyeing this because he wants to go hop on it. So let's hope this little dressing table moment makes it through this video. Honestly, I don't know if it will. Also, this thing, I love it, but I don't know if it's gonna. I really want it to stay on because I like the vibes, but at the same time, I'm gonna be messing with it, and I'm so sorry. So I already did an album's prediction video that went up on Thursday. Lolo doesn't have quite as much background as I do, but she did watch some of my prediction video and like some of the Easter eggs and everything. So we went through some of it. Check that out if you haven't already. That'll be fun to reflect back on to see if how right or wrong I am, because I said in that video it's either gonna be like really on point or it is going to so badly miss the mark, and I don't know which one it's going to be, but either way it's going to be comical. I have the impression that because Taylor made such an emphasis to point out that every track was on there for like 100 reasons, it makes me feel like there are going to be multiple different ways to look at it, multiple different layers to it, even if it is packaged in a very pop way or it may seem very surface level. I think there will be more to it, especially because she brought up the folklore storytelling, which makes me feel like there's going to be a lot deeper layers, and I have a feeling that people are, will probably dismiss it thinking it is very surface level. That's my prediction, but we shall see. The one thing I do want to do that I meant to tell you this earlier, not knowing anything, claim track.
What's a claim track?
I'm going to do two. So I'm going to say the one I'm probably the most excited about is The Fate of Ophelia for so many reasons.
Because that's like your whole theory.
Yeah, that's like a huge part of it. So I think I'm the most excited about that. And then the claim track is just one that I feel like I'm going to love. Like, okay, I'm gonna say canceled.
You're gonna be mad at me. What are the names of the songs?
No, that's okay. No, that's totally fair.
Okay, so the one I'm most excited about, and then wait, what's the claim one? That's excited about, and then what's the other one?
Claim one is like, okay, like I feel like I'm going to resonate at some like with canceled. I just feel like that gives me Reputation vibes, and you know how much I like.
Yeah, and it's the only one that's capitalized.
Yeah, it is.
Interesting. Well, I like wish list with the money signs on it.
Okay, I could see that.
And then okay, wait, but
so is that the one you're most excited about, or is that your claim track?
Oh God. I've never. I'm most excited about Wood.
Okay, no, that's fair. That would probably be my second.
Wait, because I'm just like most perplexed by like what that could mean, because I feel like, but actually romantic sounds interesting too.
Yeah, no.
Wait, I like that one.
Okay, your claimed one is actually romantic. Okay.
My most excited one gotta be Wood.
Not kidding. If I had to choose a second one, those would have been mine too.
I don't think I've heard a song called Wood before.
That one was the second one that if I wouldn't claim canceled, I was gonna say actually romantic. But there's this part of me that's like, okay, if it does end up being like an actual love song, then I'm out. I think I'm more solid that canceled will probably be something that I can relate to. Not because I've actually been canceled, but just that.
Yeah, I was gonna say, I haven't. In what way do you resonate with cancel?
I think it's more about like being villainized is really where I'm saying. But if actually romantic does end up being like one of my theories where it is not necessarily like love song, It's more like, because I had like 3 theories on that one. It has like the really, really reputation looking CD associated with it. It makes me feel like maybe one of the ways I could see it going is it's actually romantic how much you talk about me. Like it's actually romantic how much you like hate me. Kind of thing.
Okay, that's not the direction I would have taken that in.
That was one of my 3 theories.
But
it wasn't the first one. It's only because the CD, it's Rapturous, is the one that has
Is it the one with the broken?
No, well, they all have that, but it's the one that has the green, and she's wearing the bob, and she's like this. And it's like the Reputation back cover. When you say it's actually romantic, it makes me think that it's not going to be something that most people would think is necessarily romantic. So I could see it going like, because I'm a showgirl, this kind of stuff is things that other people overlook. I could see it going that way. Things that other people may write off, but like for her, because of the life she lives, it's actually romantic. And in the Times article, it talked about the fans and like being in the Eras crowd. And the Times article was like, in the audience, it was like rapturous. So I could see it being, it was like the crowd, it's rapturous. So I could see it being like that. And I think both of those are valid, but it's when I bring in that cover that I'm like, maybe it could be, it's actually romantic, like how much you like hate on me. And that would feed into my one way of thinking about like rewriting the narrative. So like if you think about how she reacted, she was wounded during Reputation, and rightfully so. She was basically kind of like lashing out. Whereas now it's come full circle, and these are the life or the lessons of a showgirl, essentially. You can hate on me all you want. Like it's actually romantic. That's the full circle moment. Like I went from being like so hurt and broken and like lashing out at everyone to being like, you know what? Hate me.
You know what though? You're probably right.
So either way, so that's where I was like, but the chance that it could be like a Travis, like it's actually romantic, is the only reason I went with canceled over actually romantic.
Yeah, because it could be a love song.
But I will say, I didn't even think about this until just now. It is explicit, so...
Yeah, because I was looking at which ones were explicit and which weren't.
Yeah.
And then I was looking at the times, and this one's what, 333. I don't know if that's important.
That. It's probably not going to let me screen record this on Apple.
Why not?
It does that sometimes. I'll have to put this as like a screen recording on here, but we're going to watch it here.
The life of a showgirl.
Real quick little podcast moment here. I would love to insert the clip of the screen recording, but as I am editing, I am so baffled by this entire thing. When I went back to go do it to screen record it, I can't get it on my phone. I can't get it on my computer. I can't get it when I go on a browser. If I open it from my phone, it says that I can't watch it unless I have Apple TV. I download the app. It is a mess. I purchased it specifically so I could get that behind the scenes. And this isn't even like I just can't screen record it for you guys. This is, I can't even watch it again. I don't even know how we did it the first time. It did take us like 30-40 minutes when we were filming this reaction, so I'm so sorry. I am very perplexed. Apologies. Okay, bye.
Wait, so she was flying to Sweden to meet with that guy who produced the song?
Yeah, because they're from Sweden. Okay. Max Martin Shellback. I loved hearing that. That was a lot of effort for that, I'm not gonna lie, but that's not because of her, that was because of the technology and like the equipment issues, but oh my god, okay, we get to start this album.
Yeah, finally. It's been like a day.
It's now 8:26.
I'm so excited.
I am too. I have one last thing that I'm about to do because I think I might lose my mind if I don't do this.
Yeah, it's okay.
I do have tickets to go to the theaters tomorrow evening, but obviously we need to do this reaction, so I wasn't going to be able to watch it in theaters, but I'm very excited for us to get to go do that tomorrow too. Oh, you know what? The last thing I didn't say. So this reaction is probably going to be different than most of my reactions. Typically, I am like all about the lyrics. And while that is so true, especially for Taylor, that is one of the main reasons why I'm a Taylor Swift fan. There is usually layers to her stuff. I will probably stop for certain things, but I will not be like heavily breaking down because I do plan on doing follow-up videos breaking down tracks. Probably not going to pause as much, but granted, my normal pausing is way more than the average person. But all of that to be said, my assumption is that it will probably take me a little bit to love this, strictly because as much as like I'm having fun and I love the aesthetic of the Showgirl, with everything that's going on in my life, I am still in my Tortured Poets department era, heavy with the grief. So as much as I would love to be like rah, it's probably gonna take me a little bit with this album, just like being honest. Don't expect me to like totally freak out the first time around is my assumption. I could be wrong. I mean, it may surprise me. I don't know until I listen, but I just wanted to put that disclaimer that your girl's still in her torture poets era, so we'll see. Oh god, I'm nervous.
I'm so excited.
I am too. Okay, don't read the lyrics.
Okay, I'm sorry. I won't. I wasn't actually.
Oh, okay. How do you Oh.
Wait, this is your not your claim song. Your most excited song.
Yeah, this is the one I'm most like anticipating.
Okay.
Oh my god. Okay. Okay, this is not what I expected.
I like it.
No, I do too. It's just chiller than I expected.
I heard you calling on the megaphone. You wanna see me all alone.
Whoa. Okay, girl.
I have chills.
Yeah.
Wait,
Who wants to see her all alone?
Wait, I'm so sorry. Wait. I don't know why that wasn't what the sound I expected.
Me neither.
No, but I like it.
I love it.
Okay, wait. Okay. Hold on. Also, the megaphone, that Easter egg. Okay, I cannot stop for every
What does
Easter
that even
egg.
mean?
There was a megaphone at that Spotify pop-up.
Okay.
I know. Okay. I'm sorry. I have to go back. Wait.
That's fine.
Holy crap.
I heard you calling on the megaphone. You wanna see me all alone.
Ooh.
As legend has it, you are quite the pyro. You light the match to watch it blow. And if you'd never call for me, I might have drowned in the melancholy.
Lavender
I
Haze.
swore my loyalty to me, myself, and I, right before you lit my sky up. All that time I sat alone in my tower, you were just honing your powers. Now I can see it all. Late one night, you dug me out of my grave and saved my heart from the fate of ophelia.
Keep it 100. That's on my bingo. Oh my god, wait, I'm so mad. I forgot to print out the bingo cards.
What bingo?
I made lyric bingo. One of them was keep it 100.
Oh my god.
Oh my god.
Wait, I feel like your predictions are coming to fruition.
Yeah, because the dug me out of my grave. Okay, wait, no, because the double meaning there. Because if this is the fate of Ophelia, and we think about it like the whole thing about the Travis thing being the surface label, but the other one would be her going back and reclaiming her own work, digging up the past versions of herself.
Yeah.
I was kind of thinking it would be like the last tagline, change the fate of Ophelia. Like that would be the only time you heard Ophelia. I did not expect to get Ophelia's name multiple times. I'm obsessed. I pledged myself to me, myself, and I.
Yeah.
And then it comes back. I just knocked off another stone. Oops. Okay.
Now I can see it all. Late one night, you dug me out of my grave and saved my heart from the fate of ophelia. Keep it 100 on the land, the sea, the sky. Pledge allegiance to your hands, your team, your vibes. Don't care where the hell you've been. 'Cause now your mind is about to be the sleepless night you've been dreaming of. The fate of ophelia.
No.
The eldest daughter of
What?
I didn't even think about this. I think it's because I've gotten so used to her never doing like, okay, I don't know the right terminology to use here, but has she done concepts? Yes. But the fact that it's, okay, so she said Ophelia.
Yeah, and
Okay,
that's another title,
That's
the
another
eldest
title,
daughter.
the eldest daughter. What if it's one story?
The whole album?
The whole album.
Wait, what would that mean for the other titles? What is it called? Wish list?
I think my predictions would still work if she's telling the story of like her, okay, double narrative. That was with the whole double picture. Okay, top one, her love story to Travis. Underlying her reclaiming her life's work and coming back into herself.
Mm-hmm.
Double storyline. all the life lessons she's learned as the showgirl.
Yes.
But I guess in my head, it's like my predictions weren't necessarily wrong, but I guess I didn't take it a step further. I was thinking concept being the lessons of a showgirl.
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
I think it's going to be characters.
Oh, I see.
Like one story, like she's done things before that's like one story.
Yeah,
but
yeah.
Like, okay, folklore with the trio, with the love triangle.
Yeah.
Think of that, but a whole album.
I see.
I mean, I could be, watch me go down this whole thing. And it was just one call out.
Because I think that.
But I'm just thinking like.
It's totally possible.
Well, and it sounds like she's telling like, she's telling a story like she's telling like, it's like a folk. I mean, not folk as in like folklore, but like the idea of a folklore, like passing down. It sounds like, you know, the eldest daughter of a nobleman, and it's calling back to that. It just, when I saw that line, I was like, wait, could it be that we're working through characters? So is she going to be Ophelia the whole thing? I said that in my prediction video has sometimes like the first track kind of sets up the whole stage of the album. If this is setting up the story, she's saying you saved the fate of Ophelia, and then the rest of the album is going back in time to explain how the fate changed.
Oh.
Future editing me here. I just wanted to pop on for a little podcast moment. In my predictions video, I discussed how I believed that the narrator, aka the lens we were going to be viewing this album through, was the showgirl. Leaning into the showgirl, aka the anti-hero, if you will. That version of Taylor. In this first track, it was giving me the impression that maybe we were working through characters in the sense that the narrator would have a name. I was thinking Ophelia was the character she was working through as the showgirl. And when it said, you know, the eldest daughter of a nobleman, I thought maybe we were going to name characters similar to how we did in the love triangle with Betty, James, and Augustine. That's what I was getting at. So just wanted to make that distinction because when you watch the remainder of this video and I talk about, oh, I said this in my predictions video, it gets confusing why I was so excited about the whole character thing. Anyways, I just wanted to clarify that.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, I didn't mean to derail here.
The eldest daughter of a nobleman, Ophelia lived in fantasy.
It sounds like another one of her songs.
But love was a cold bed full of scorpions.
Call back.
But venom stole her sanity. And if you'd never called for me, I might have lingered in purgatory. You wrap around me like a chain, a crown of fire, pulling me into the fire.
'Cause the door.
All that time I sat alone in my tower, you were just honing your powers. Now I can see it all. They want now. You took me out of my grave and saved my heart from the fate of Ophelia. Keep it 100 on the land, the sea, the sky. Pledge allegiance to your hands, your team, your vibes. Don't care where the hell you've been. 'Cause now you're mine. It's about to be the sleepless night you've been dreaming of.
Sorry,
Locked inside.
I can't, it's criminal that I just stopped it before the bridge.
You know, I feel like the feathers are like.
I know.
I'm so itchy right now.
I know, I am too. Wait, hold on. There's actually a piece of fuzz on your face. I told you earlier I hate the Apple Music interface when it comes to lyrics. It's because the line...
Are you reading ahead?
I can't help it. Because it doesn't stay. And like I think it doesn't go to the line because it's trying to prevent you from going ahead. But because I'm trying to stay with where we're actually listening.
Yeah.
And it stays a line behind, I end up accidentally reading ahead because, you know, my whole thing with dyslexia, like I read multiple lines at a time. I'm so sorry. I'm so excited about what's happening.
Ophelia is locked inside my memory, and only you possess the key. No longer drowning and deceived, all because you came for me. Locked inside my memory, and only you possess the key.
The double narrative.
No longer drowning and deceived, all because you came for me. All that time I sat alone in my tower, you were just honing your powers. Now I can see it all. I can see it all. They want now. You took me out of my grave and saved my heart from the fate of Ophelia. Keep it 100 on the land, the sea, the sky. Pledge allegiance to your hands, your
Okay, so I already have so many thoughts. You know how in my predictions video I said I think this is going to rub people the wrong way? And
the album?
Yeah.
What, the album?
Yeah.
Okay.
You didn't get to watch the first part. I didn't make you watch the first part of my video. So I said that basically I thought that it would be like people would rub the wrong way, or they would think it was very like surface level.
Oh, yeah, because of Travis?
Yes, I think it's gonna, and because when you package it in a very pop way,
It's taken less seriously?
It's taken less seriously, and people don't think that there are multiple layers because you don't have the deep like poeticness of like TTPD, Folklore, Evermore. But like that's the beauty of her, is that those layers are there, but you don't think they are. But they are.
I
like,
see.
because you can already see it. So I already can tell you right now, I know for a fact there's going to be so many people who do not like this album. And especially because she made the comparison about it being like folklore, because I think she wanted to tell people that there was going to be more narratives.
Yeah.
But I think people are going to hear that and think folklore, they're going to think of that really deep layer.
Vibe.
Yes. Well, not necessarily the sound. We knew the sound was going to be different, but the like depth of lyrics. And I think people are going to think there's no depth here. But I can tell you right now, the fact that was the opening, I know for a fact, guarantee you people are going to write it off.
Am I crazy? It sounds like another song of hers. I don't remember, I don't even know what it is, but it sounds like something.
I don't think I've ever heard a sound like that.
Maybe I'm wrong. I'm kind of crazy.
No, I think you know what I think it is? Tell me if it's around this part, where the Pledge Allegiance part.
I think so.
It's because she does have a song it's similar. It's that part. I'll think of it. It's that one part. I can see where you're coming from. All I could think about was so many people are going to take it immediately as a love song. And I see it. I do. And I don't think it's wrong to take it that way. Especially because she said, your team, your hands. And it makes it sound like...
Sounds like a man.
Well, and also it says like... It almost sounds like my sleepless night. Like you think of like a physical thing.
That's what, when I first was listening, the first minute I was like... Yeah, okay, Taylor, like...
And I think that is definitely one way to look at it, for sure. But I also just think about it as, like, all I could think about was in the I Can See You music video. It was a vault track for Speak Now, and it's when Taylor Lautner and Joey King and Presley. Oh, God, I'm so sorry, I forgot. But anyways, Presley and Joey King were in the Mean music video during the Speak Now era, and then they had Taylor Lautner come in, because Taylor Lautner of the Speak Now era.
Yeah.
But they break her out of the vault in the museum with all of the Taylor Swift
Oh, and they're
stuff.
all breaking her out?
They're breaking her out of a vault. I was just not expecting that sound.
I know, I wasn't either.
That's very different. And I think so many people were expecting 1989 or Rep or something like that, and this is nothing like that. I like it though. I don't know what era that sounds like. I'm
like
not,
of hers or
no,
of life?
Of decade. There's an influence there, and I just don't. I'm not good at picking those out, like time frames. I'm really bad at that. But I know I'm picking up on that sound. I just don't remember what it is.
I really liked it. Well, how do you feel? Was your most anticipated?
Yeah, it was the one I was like most like excited. It is not what I thought it was going to be, while also being exactly what I thought it was going to be.
Because I feel like the undertones affirmed your narrative for the entire album, but the sound was different than you expected.
Yes. I think that was it. I think the sound was different than I was expecting. I was expecting a little bit more, but I enjoyed the sound. Next is Elizabeth Taylor. I'm so excited. Okay.
Yay!
Elizabeth Taylor.
It is so much more downbeat than I think I was expecting.
For a pop?
I think it was also because Travis in the podcast had been like, pop bangers. And it's like, I think he was thinking bangers as in like, it's really cool, not bangers as in like, you're going to get like...
dance and stuff?
Yes. Like you can move around to these, but it's not so far. I mean, granted, we're on song 1. Like, come on. But I think that's part of it. I like the sound though.
I do too. It's kind of moody.
That's what it is. It kind of got a moody, and like, I didn't think I was going to get moody. And so
like
I said, I am a tortured showgirl. That is
I like that.
I am a tortured showgirl.
Elizabeth Taylor, do you think it's forever? That view of Portofino was on my mind when you called me at the Plaza Athénée. Ooh, oftentimes it doesn't feel so glam.
That's the proposal thing. The Portofino, Italy, and the wisteria-clad terrace.
Oh.
To be me. All the right guys promised they'd stay under bright lights. They withered away, but you blew. Portofino was on my mind.
Fame.
And if your letters ever said goodbye, I cry my eyes violet. Elizabeth Taylor, tell me for real, do you think it's forever? Been number one, but I never had to. And I can't have fun if I can't have be my NY when Hollywood hates me. Only as hot as your last hit, baby.
That was a lyric.
Number one, but I never had to. And I can't have fun if I can't have you.
Wait, we're totally getting the vibes. We
Got it. I love how I was like, I'm not gonna do lyrics. This is just there's gonna be so many levels. I'm gonna be able to talk about these songs forever. But Under the Bright Lights is one of the vinyl variant connections. Okay. And then remember earlier when I was telling you that on Apple Music how the first day there was the Reputation songs that randomly had the capitalized letters and you had to unscramble them and they don't make loyalty like they used to. Do you want to skate on the ice of my veins?
Yeah.
But I couldn't think of the third one. It was this. It was Baby You're Only As Hot As Your Last Hit, Baby.
Oh my god.
So that was the other one. And then I'd cry my eyes violet. Violet is the name of I told you I think it'll be a lyric and it won't be, everyone's thinking it's gonna be a hidden track.
Yeah.
Okay. I mean, not that this is a big deal. I mean, obviously from day one, I think that one was probably one of the easiest to know where it was gonna be placed. Violet Eyes, Elizabeth Taylor. I mean, that's not like that was hard.
Yeah.
But still, I wanted to point that out. Also, I love the Be My New York When Hollywood Hates
I know.
Me.
That's right, Hollywood.
I also love that it is, I mean, this double narrative, you could say it was there. I'm just saying.
I see it.
Okay.
Hey, what could you possibly get for the girl who has
Oh my God. The whole beginning, that is exactly what I said. Remember, I was like, I just can't imagine it only being about love, but being about fame. Also, this was at the Spotify pop out. Oftentimes it doesn't feel so glamorous to be me. All the right guys promised they'd stay, but under the bright lights, they withered away, but you bloomed.
She talking about that one guy?
Well, none of them have really handled it well. The past two, both of them, but for different ways. This is what I predicted. I was like, I do think it'll be somewhat of a love song, but I just can't imagine her using Elizabeth Taylor and not talking about the fame or something else, or about like being minimized, like her business prowess being something. So anyways, okay. There's the Easter egg. I'm sorry, I shouldn't have talked. I need to hear that again. The Cartier necklace now makes sense, by the way. That was another Easter egg.
Hey, what could you possibly get for the girl who has everything and nothing all at once? Babe, I would trade the Cartier for someone to trust. We hit the best booth, Whistle and Franks. They say I'm bad news, I just say thanks. And you look at me like you're hypnotized, and I think you know why. And if you ever leave me high and dry, I cry my eyes violet. Elizabeth Taylor, tell me for real, do you think it's forever? Been number one, but I never had to. And I can't have fun if I can't have be my NY when Hollywood hates me. Only as hot as your last hit, baby. Been number one, but I never had to. And I can't have fun if I can't have you. Elizabeth Taylor, do you think it's forever? If I can't have you, all my white diamonds and lovers are forever in the papers, on the screen, and in their minds. All my white diamonds and lovers are forever. Don't you ever end up anything but mine. I cry my eyes violet. Elizabeth Taylor, tell me for real, do you think it's forever? Been number one, but I never had to. And I can't have fun if I can't have be my NY when Hollywood hates me. Only as hot as your last hit, baby. Been number one, but I never had to. And I can't have fun if I can't have diamonds and Elizabeth Taylor forever. In the papers, on the screen, and in their minds. All my white diamonds and lovers are forever. Don't you ever end up anything but mine. Oh.
That's such a weird coincidence. In my prediction video, I said, I was like, during this research, I realized it was called White Diamonds and not Diamonds Are Forever because the song that plays in the background of the commercial is Diamonds Are Forever. So this play on my white diamonds and lovers are forever. Because, and then to go on in the papers, on the screen, and in their minds. Because everyone's always talking about the lovers that she's had and never talks about the art.
Oh, I see.
Never.
I was confused. I was like, wait, is she mean like she's still thinking about them?
Also, this is kind of playing out a little bit. I just thought it was going to be for a couple of the songs, but it's kind of playing out throughout. I mean, this one didn't say anything about Ophelia, but I will say this, I would trade the Cartier just for someone to trust, just kidding. But like, that's funny because she literally in Torture Post Department was like, you know, I would trade everything basically if I could just have you like change the prophecy. Like, I don't want money. I just want someone who can make my company. And then she's on the Eras tour and she's like, you know what? Maybe I don't need that, you know? Like,
maybe I want my Cartier.
Yeah, like, you know, but also that they say I'm bad news and I just say thanks. The difference between that and Reputation, remember how I was talking about how she reacted and lashed out?
Yeah.
Versus what she's learned and how they're going to say whatever they say. And then she's like, I just say thanks.
Yeah.
Because she's already learned that, like, in the Times article, like, the trash takes out itself kind of thing.
Mm-hmm.
I think there's going to be some people who maybe are a little disappointed because they had their idea of, like, pop bangers being more like 1989 and that type of thing versus, which everyone knew it was I mean, I feel like if you didn't think it was going to be somewhat different, she's not going to just redo the same thing. So, like, I knew it was going to be different, but I don't think I thought it was going to be, like, this different. It's so much more moody. It's just not what I expected, but that's not necessarily a bad thing.
I'm not completely, I know you educated me on Elizabeth Taylor. Not the most educated on Elizabeth Taylor.
Well, also, we were listening to that at double speed, and I was talking pretty fast on that part, so there was a lot of quotes and information.
But she sounds like a baddie.
I agree with that sentiment.
So, hell yeah. I think that sounded a lot like Reputation for a second. That, whenever we were like, because that like, really, boom. Like, was kind of that vibe. Hello.
This is not going to end well. The stand I got for this new mic, I don't have the right attachment, so it's just kind of like sitting on the stand. So it will just knock over. So Salem traipsing through is not really that great. This is not one you can nuzzle. It is not sturdy enough for you to nuzzle.
Come here.
Salem just had to make his appearance. Thank you for that. Appreciate it. Okay, Salem, you just lay down. No, Salem, I know you want... He wants to nuzzle it so bad. Oh. That's going to sound so great on the recording. Okay, baby. Yes.
That's good.
That's good. Okay. You're probably going to hear his purrs. So, just, you know. 1 minute and 13 seconds. 1 minute. 1 hour and 13 seconds that we've been filming. Jesus. For a 40-minute album, and we're on song 3.
No, I think we're in song 2, no?
Well, we're about to start song 3. Okay. Opalite.
I had a bad habit of missing lovers past. My brother used to call it eating out of the trash. It's never gonna last. I thought my house was haunted. I used to live with ghosts.
I love how she just called her exes trash.
Okay, yes, that, but also, I'm so sorry. Did I not? I'm sorry, I just keep calling back to my predictions video. This is shocking. Okay, not that this isn't something that she said things about her house being haunted before. That's not new. It's not like I came up with something crazy new. It's just the fact that I used the example when I was talking about the lover house. I had said in there, I was like, you know, is it the lover house? Is it the haunted house? Is it the haunted house because that she had to build because of the mansion and that she burned down the haunted house or the lover house? And so then it was like haunted house with the ghosts. And I was like, okay. Sorry, I just had to point that out. Every time I hear like trash or trash can, I just have to tell the story. This is gonna be an interesting way to explain this via this video. I was gonna say, you know my dad. And I didn't mean you know my dad I also didn't mean you know my dad as in like, have you ever met him? But I mean it as like his personality.
Yes,
like, you know.
Yes.
Okay. I was about to say it and I was like, wait. I introduced you as my sister. It's not a biological. Okay, it's not biological. That's gonna be confusing.
You know my dad, hopefully.
Wait, I was about to say, loveliest human in the world. Just the most pure human being. He's the eldest. My grandparents have always talked about how like great of a big brother he was, but I guess the first time they like really told him, I think he was very. I don't think he reacted the way that you would expect him to react, which is positively because that's just who he is as a person. Like I've never heard my dad say a mean, bad thing in my entire life. Even when it's someone who's done him really wrong, he's like, yeah, I just think that was a really poor decision on their part. I think they should really think about the things that they've done. And I'm like, I'm over here literally about to throw a fucking fit on your behalf, okay? Because what the fuck? And he's like, I just think they really should think about what their actions could do to other people. And I'm like, I'm raging. What do you mean? Anyways, if only I could be like that. But the point is that, so that's my dad. Tell me why this man, when his parents were like, oh, you're going to have a brother, like, what do you think we should name him? He goes, trash can.
What? How old was he?
There's like 6 years between them.
No.
He straight up looks at my grandmother and grandpa and goes, trash can.
Oh my God.
They told me that story, and at the first time I was like, you're lying. I wouldn't believe the story because I was like, there's no way. My dad, like,
trash can?
I'm like, there's no way. One of them told me, and I ran in the other room to ask the other one because I was like, don't go into cahoots. Yeah. And I ran over, and Mimi was like, yeah, no, like that, he did say that.
Oh my God.
So when I saw the trash thing, I was like, I have to tell the story. Okay, I'm done talking.
I used to live with ghosts and all the perfect couples. Said when you know, and when you don't.
Ooh.
And all of the foes and all of the friends have seen it before, they'll see it again. Life is a song, it ends when it ends. I was wrong, but my mama told me it's alright. You were dancing through the lightning strikes.
Lightning.
Sleepless in the onyx night. Look now the sky is opalite. Oh my Lord, never.
Obviously, I should have known, like, yes, theater, burlesque. It's giving a little, like, show tune.
Yeah, it totally is.
Kind of musical theater moment. And I wasn't expecting that.
I'm liking
And
it.
I like that.
Made no one like you before. You had to make your own sunshine, but now the sky is opalite.
Like that?
You couldn't understand it, why you felt alone. You were in it for real. She was in her phone, and you were just a pose. And don't we try to love? We give it all we got. You finally left the table, and what a simple thought. You're starving till you're not. All of the foes and all of the friends have messed up before.
I think when it gets to certain levels in the music,
skipping, yeah.
I think my splitter is causing the music to kind of skip a little bit.
Yeah.
In case that's coming through on the recording, it may not be because it's filtered different ways in my software. But in case it is, I'm sorry for that. Interesting. This is the song that I was like, it may not have a deeper meaning. This is the one that I was like, I think this one will be a Travis song because of his birthstone being opal.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah, and I was saying how it's like, but opalite is a manufactured version.
Yeah.
So one of the ways I thought we could think about this track was, in my predictions, was that Other Love was fake, but this is real kind of thing. I'm wondering if she's talking about like his past loves too.
Yeah, because she's in her phone and you were just a pose. What, like, who is his ex?
I don't know. I don't really get into her.
Like, would she do that? Like, does she have a motive to like say that?
I don't know. Well, actually, no. You know what? I don't like to speculate about these things, but now that I'm thinking about it, I think I saw a TikTok at one point. This is just what I vaguely remember, so like, don't quote me. I'm not trying to talk crap here about other people who I don't know anything about. I'm sure these people are nice people. I don't know these people. I'm just talking in general. I'm remembering right, there was a TikTok that was talking about shade being thrown.
But like between each other?
No, one way.
Oh, towards Taylor?
Yeah.
That
And
makes
again,
sense.
I could be wrong about that. I don't, like I said, I don't keep up. Whoever she wants to date is her business, and I'm happy for her. And I like to learn about things within the music. I try not to get too much into the partners. I want to know enough that I will pick up on maybe subtleties within music, but I try not to get into the whole thing. I just feel like that's her life. I'm here to support her art. And so whatever capacity I need to be involved and supportive, like
Yeah.
I'll support your people. Like I'm not here to judge you for who your person is. Things I learned about her life. So if it's things that he's present for,
Yeah.
then
But you
that's
don't
where I
need to
know. But I don't
his
go.
ex's ex's ex.
No, that's not my business. You hear certain things. So, but I don't know enough to like really comment on it.
Mess up again. Life is a song.
I like that.
Ends when it ends.
I'm sorry to stop it already. It's a little like cliche. Some of it is like flipping phrases, which she always likes to flip phrases, don't get me wrong. But some of it is like a little cliche. But I'm a very cliche. Sayings I use. You know that. Like I'm always like, sometimes things are cliche. They're things that, people say a lot because they're true. Like,
oh, totally.
You know what I mean?
Or things are popular because they're good.
Yeah, exactly. I could see people not appreciating some of that because again, the TTP, the folklore, the evermore, thinking of him a little bit more like shallow or I don't know, like millennial cringe. That's her. Like she likes that stuff.
Yeah.
Like she is kind of corny in her humor. And I like that. Like it's funny.
I like it too.
I like it. Some people will take it as more like juvenile, but I think it's like cute and funny.
Yeah.
If I can say that, knowing how I am about the lovey-dovey songs, if I'm like, yeah, this is cute.
Yeah.
I feel like that says something. I felt like a lot of people were going to dismiss it.
Oh, yeah.
So it's not like I should be shocked, but I was kind of, I think maybe part of me was kind of like hoping that I would be wrong about that in the sense of like once it started up, I was going to be like, no, everyone's going to freaking love it.
Yeah.
I think my predictions are going to be right.
I think your predictions are going to be right too.
I have
got a lot of knowledge on this thing.
My God, I've been doing this since I was 11 years old.
Messed up before, they'll mess up again. Life is a song, it ends when it ends. You move on. And that's when I told you it's alright. You were dancing through the lightning strikes. Sleepless in the onyx night. But now the sky is opalite. Oh my Lord, never met no one like you before. You had to make your own sunshine, and now the sky is opalite. This is just a storm inside a teacup. The shelter here with me, my love. Thunder like a drum, this life will beat you up, 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 up. This is just a temporary speed bump, but failure brings you freedom, and I can bring you
Musical theory.
Don't you sweat it, baby, it's alright. You were dancing through the lightning strikes. Oh, so sleepless in the onyx night. But now the sky is opalite. Oh my Lord, never met no one like you before. No, you had to make your own sunshine, and now the sky is opalite.
First of all, what in the musical theater? Second of all, I just need to say this. I had this thought at the very end and I can't get it out of my head and I feel like it's gonna, maybe I shouldn't have taken that edible. I don't mean this in a mean way. It's very like catchy.
Oh no.
I'm sorry. It reminds me so much of like rom-coms. And now I'll take it a step further. Like older rom-coms. Not new, not modern rom-coms.
Yeah.
I'm saying like all I could think of at the end of it was like, I feel like I'm at the sock hop. It's got that kind of like, do you know what I mean? Like it's something in the like the
Yeah,
like
yeah.
it feels like
It's like You want to do a little dance.
Oh God, what's the and that is an interesting connection if you think about it. With on the podcast, she talked about how it felt like he was out with the boombox.
I did hear that.
Okay, that's what this gives me. Why can I not think of any? I like older movies. Now, granted, usually my older movies are like more like black and white older movies, but I still do watch a lot of older movies. I'm thinking like
you're not talking about 13 going on 30.
No, but actually, I could see that too. That wasn't quite the era I was going for, but honestly, of any of the more like recent, not that that's been recent, but like
recent, more than black and white. Damn, I didn't know we were talking that old.
Oh my God, wow, we need to watch Bringing Up Baby.
What is that?
Oh my God, it's like my favorite movie.
I've never heard of that.
Oh my God, that's what we're gonna do tomorrow. We're gonna watch Bringing Up Baby, or maybe even tonight. You'll cry. Me and Dad.
Like of sadness?
Of laughter.
Okay, but I do love.
Okay, listen. Do you want to know one of the things that you'll know in modern day movies where they got it from? You know, in The Hangover.
I've never watched. I know what happens in The Hangover, though. I think.
Okay, but there's at one point there's the tiger in the bathroom. She's like, what? They wake up after their bachelor party the night before.
Okay, and they're hungover.
Yeah, and they find out that they did all this like really fucked up shit. And they have to go unravel. One of them's missing, so they're trying to find him, and they're unraveling the night. There's marriages. There's like a random baby. So many things happening. But at one point, there's a tiger in the bathroom. Okay, and people lost it. Like, people thought that was the funniest thing. And every time I heard someone do it, I'm like, that is from Bringing Up Baby. And people are like, what are you talking about? And what is wrong with you? And I love that movie.
I'm so excited.
It's so funny. It's so ridiculous. It's like she leaves a trail of chaos behind her. And has no idea. And it gives this other person into like all this trouble.
I'm so excited.
The point, I don't know how we got here. It doesn't matter. It does not matter. Do you have anything to say about opalite? I'm sorry, I just keep talking.
I was gonna say something. Wait, she said that something about a temporary speed bump. That's still an X or what? Or is she talking about, she's not referring to herself, right?
Her mom tells her advice and she's like, but that's not my experience. I don't know what she's talking about. And now she's saying like, as she's grown older, she's realizing that all these things that happened in the past, they don't matter, because now that I found someone that I connect with, like, now I get why everyone was like, those things.
I see.
Do you see what I mean? So the temporary roadblock, like these things had to happen to get here.
I see.
It's a more positive way of looking back at it without feeling like,
because it's a speed bump, you get over it. Yeah. And still go in the same.
Yeah, and like everything is temporary. Like the pain, any suffering, it had people who didn't mesh well. When you find someone you really connect with, it makes those things feel a little less raw of the past. You understand that if you would have stayed in those places, you wouldn't have had this.
Yeah.
I'll have to listen to it more, but okay.
Do you like it?
I do. Based on my predictions, I had a hard time thinking of any type of double narrative with this one. And especially since the way they talked about Opal in the podcast, I was pretty sure this was going to be a fully Travis song. There's more for me to sink my teeth in, especially on the first track and even into the second track. And I do think there's more here to like, not necessarily more in narrative, but more in like, hi, here for another podcast moment. I didn't actually just jump in here to say that I do actually love this song, but while I'm here, heavily disagree. So does Lolo. We've been listening to it on repeat. That's not the point. I did hop on to say that in the moment, I could not see double narrative. I no longer feel that way. I have so many more thoughts on this song, so can't wait to do deep dives in the future. Just editing it, I was like, I so disagree. And while I'm here, I might as well just tell y'all that I disagree with this statement. So ignore me. Okay, bye. Cool to see the connections. There was a lot of callbacks to other things, past discography, so it'll be really fun to explore those. But I feel like out of the three we've heard so far, I don't think it was going to be my favorite. In some ways, I do think I almost like it more than I expected to like it, if that makes sense.
I do. I see
Especially, I think you have to think about me. Like, the lovey-dovey songs are never gonna be...
No.
Like, that's never gonna
work for you. So, you liked it more than you anticipated.
Than I thought. Which is cool.
I like that.
I think it was cute. It was cute without like, I mean,
it wasn't sappy.
It skirted the line and it balanced out with some of these other cute things that like, even the parts that you were like, okay. It was like in an endearing way.
Yeah.
Does that make sense?
I do.
What about you?
I can't picture myself playing it in the car.
That's fair.
I feel like I feel that way about a lot of her songs the first time I listen to them. And then I end up like playing it all the time.
That is also something that does happen.
Really big thing for my music with hers. I'm like, I will never listen to this in a car, like in the car while I'm driving. And then somehow either someone else has it on and I like it.
I go to Taylor a lot when I'm like in a very specific mood because I know she has
a song for that mood.
Anything that you want to feel like, if I'm upset about something, angry about something, or if I just want to feel like seen and heard, or if I want to escape, tell me what it is that you want to feel right now, and I can probably find you a song or an album vibe. I could see this song being something that like I don't play all the time, but when I do want to play it, I'm gonna freaking love it.
Yeah. Wait, no, I'm having fun. But you're gonna have what to edit.
I know. I also need to, when I stop, I need to pause it, but I always forget. Go let the cat out. Let the cat out. I'm honestly surprised you know that song.
Who let the dogs out?
Okay, but sometimes you do not be knowing.
Who let the dogs out?
Okay, yeah.
In elementary school, they played that song like at the end of recess, and they would let all of us just run around the gym like that. I'm sure as like adults, it was so funny to watch.
Do you know what the song is actually about?
It's guys going out at night.
Yeah.
Right? They let us run around to that song. Like, we would get, like, that whole duration of the song to just, like, go crazy.
That is so funny.
It's kind of genius. Like, get your energy out.
No, that's, like, honestly brilliant. I love it. Next is father figure.
Oh, I'm excited.
I will say, if this is a story, it's not, like, super evident. The first one was very evident that he was talking to something else.
Yeah.
Like, eldest daughter. So that's why I was like, oh, is this a full story? And the past 2 other songs have not necessarily... It hasn't disproved it, but it hasn't necessarily...
It would be more of a reach.
Exactly. So I'm interested to see father figure because it said eldest daughter. And if she is eldest daughter, and we think about my predictions, I said father figure was going to be... I think this will confirm if it is telling like a character story or not.
I'm excited.
I am too. What?
When I found you, you were young, we were lost in the cold. Pulled up to you in the jack, turned your rags into gold. The winding road leads to the chateau. You remind me of a younger me. I saw potential. I'll be your father figure. I drink that brown liquor. I can make deals with the devil because my dick's bigger. This love is pure profit. Just step into my office. I dry your tears with my sleeve. Leave it with me. I protect the family. Leave it with me.
I'll protect the family? As
What
in
family?
protect... I'll protect the family? Like the past versions of you? And I see Scott Borchetta, he was like a father figure to her, like I said in my predictions. I see like things in you, and then him saying, I'll leave it with me. Like leave you think I'll turn your rags to riches. I'll dry your tears that I protect the family. And you think about, so like, because that was her big betrayal, right? Because it's like, she thought of him as like another dad to her. They built that label together.
You're talking about...
She was his first sign, Scott Borchetta for Big Machine. When he approached her, he hadn't even started it yet.
Wait, I didn't know that.
Yes, she already had a development deal with Sony. But basically they wanted to put her under, it's a step up from a development deal, but it's not, basically it's like, we're gonna like help you with songwriting, you're gonna do this, and then when you turn like 18, we'll let you do your first album.
Oh.
And she's like, I'm ready now.
Yeah.
And so she kept trying to find another record label. When he approached her, he hadn't started it yet because he hadn't left a big label. And she said, my only thing is I want to write all my own songs. And he said, deal. So she waited a few months. He starts it.
I see.
He starts it. They signed the record deal. The next year, Scott, her dad, ends up actually investing in it because they could see like the potential that was going to be made. This was after she was signed. He did not purchase. There's a lot of people who like to go on the internet and act like he purchased her a record deal.
Her dad?
Because her dad ended up investing in Big Machine, but it was months after she had already signed.
And wait, but I know that's true, but so what if he did?
Well, yeah, that too. But, you know, of course, people are always quick to undermine her success and everything. And mind you, when he sold it, she was contributing, was it 70 or 80% of their profits? So like she was the majority of that label. So you think about that in the context of this, I'll protect the family. Like we're family. I protect my family. And then that slimy line of like, because my dick's bigger. I make deals with the devil. Like this.
Yeah.
Also, it does give me the Pinocchio vibes a little bit, I'm not gonna lie. I mean, the slimy kind of vibe.
I see it. And I kind of get that.
Yeah,
from
that movie. It's like, it's a predatory feeling. Power dynamics way.
Yeah, totally.
Well, not that that isn't either, but you know what I mean. Like,
no,
I'm
I
not
know.
talking about, you know, that context.
I protect the family. I pay the check before it kisses the mahogany grain. Said they wanna see you rise, they don't want you to reign. I showed you all the tricks of the trade. All I ask for is your loyalty, my dear protege. I'll be a father figure.
Remember I told you the 6 albums, you could earn them back?
Yeah.
That, I have chills. I taught you everything. That is a known fact too. I don't know if you know this, but since Taylor started, even at that young age, at like 14, 15 years old, everyone that they had that was about her career, no meetings that she did not attend. Even though she was a minor, her parents supported that. But because that label was first getting started, I think she was also around for the behind the scenes, a lot of that part too. I'm not saying that she owes in any way, shape, or form, but I think she's a brilliant person no matter what. She has a very great business mind. People talk about her business strategy all the time, and she is behind it. She's had her management company since, like, I'm pretty sure since the Speak Now tour, and her own production company. She made one in-house, but she still is over it, even as the talent. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
That.
Protect the family. I saw a change in you, my dear boy. They don't make loyalty like they used to. Your thoughtless ambition sparked the ignition on foolish decisions, which led to misguided visions, led to fulfill your dreams. You had to get rid.
I really like it.
You had to get rid of.
I protect the family. I was your father figure. We drank that brown liquor. You made a deal with the devil. Turns out my dick's bigger. You wanna fight, you found it. I got the place surrounded. You'll be sleeping with the fishes before you know you're drowning. Those portraits on the mantle, who covered up your scandals. Mistake my kindness for weakness and find your card canceled. I was your father figure. You pulled the wrong trigger. This empire belongs to me. Even me. I protect the family. Leave it with me. I protect the family. Leave it with me. You know, you remind me of a younger me. I saw potential.
I have one thing. Did George Michael trademark father figure? Because it really wasn't.
No, it's actually an interpolation. So there's a difference. You guys know that I'm not the best at all the technicals, so just like, I may not explain this perfectly, but bear with me. When you take a sample, that is where you take an actual piece of the music and you put that piece of it into your song.
Yeah.
Okay, when you interpol something, it's not like putting it straight directly in.
Yeah.
You have to get permission to do that. And not only that, they got to hear the song. She played in the song, his estate, because he's not alive. The writing credits got released ahead of time. So I learned that a couple days ago, and there was a TikTok where people were talking about, and again, I'm sorry, I'm not gonna credit the person, I don't even remember who it was, I'm so sorry. Something you should know about George Michael was that, like, he started out as like a duo, I believe, or like a group or something. I think they ended up splitting. So even whenever he went into his solo career, he was still under the contract because it was a pretty long contract.
Yeah.
And it was like kind of a, you know, again, talking about your label, like kind
Yeah.
of the predatory deal. But he started doing a lot more like, you know, ballad, and he didn't want to do like pop in the same way.
Yeah.
And they just basically wouldn't put any effort into like promoting his music or money into the rollout and like, that kind of stuff. It was really hard for him in his albums because he was basically not under the best like contract. So I think that's why they also probably, because I will say like that song, I don't know how much you know about George Michael, but he was gay.
Was he the guy that sang Careless Whisper?
I genuinely don't know. When you have a more modern perspective, when you listen to that song, it sounds like he's talking about someone who's like substantially younger than him. I will be your father figure, put your tiny hand in mine.
Oh no, it sounds completely creepy.
Yeah, basically talking about like this love is a crime. I think at the time they thought of it more of like, oh, like people aren't supportive. Like I think they were thinking it wasn't literal.
But not like actually
a crime.
Yeah.
When we hear it, we think of like a literal crime.
Yeah, with everything going on.
But it was actually what he was talking about was actually a crime because what he was talking about was actually a gay relationship.
See.
Knowing that's the typical context, I was really curious to see what she was going to do with this because like I was like, that is an important song in a queer history kind of perspective. And I was kind of like wondering what she, like, how are you going to take something that represents that and change it into your life? The connection wasn't there. The connection was in between what they experienced in the industry, which I mean, technically still could go hand in hand because that it did impact his life and how he went through the industry. But I mean it more in like their contracting. I think it does pay an homage to his like legacy and what he experienced underneath a specific label kind of thing is what I'm getting at.
I have a question for you.
Yeah.
So before we listened to this song, you said that this would affirm if your theory was going to basically be the narrative throughout the entire album.
Well, one, I think it's interesting that it did call out canceled. There was a direct call out to a future song, which how excited I am about this song and how much I loved some of those lines. No, but what I'm saying is how much I loved some of these lines. Just thinking about like being in like the corporate world. I'm not comparing our experiences by any means and the things that she's experienced, but I'm just saying being a young woman, like you know for a fact what I dealt with when I had graduated early. I was even younger than you would expect, and being a woman and being the type of person who I am and how I see inefficiencies and have no problem saying so, then that doesn't always like make you the like favorite person of people in the corporate industry. Just thinking about the way people behaved and acted towards the way just the respect, the lack of it. Some of the shit that happened, that power dynamic playing out. I actually know so much more, and I helped you do this. I helped you build this.
Yeah.
I helped you build something and then look at how you treated it. Look how you tanked certain things when I gave you the playbook of how to not do that.
Yeah.
And look what's happened now. I'm not saying this because I want to be right or I told you so. I'm upset because like this didn't have to happen.
Yeah, but you discounted my opinion because
you perceived me to be less than or perceived me to be young or naive or whatever. Just seeing that play out. But the point is that knowing these lines and how much I'm like, oh, I cannot wait to listen to that again. The fact that it calls to canceled makes me feel like I made the right choice in choosing canceled as my claim song.
I'm so excited.
But to answer your question about does it affirm, I think that was more evidence than the last two for sure. And I think the fact that there was a call to a future song makes me think that I'm not a strong yes. I'm leaning towards yes.
Okay.
But I'm not quite really ready to be like, no, I'm 100% right. I do see how this could be a story unfolding, especially one because of the double narrative in Elizabeth Taylor and in The Fate of Ophelia. And if I'm looking at The Fate of Ophelia as like the origin story, is she just reflecting on different things, or is The Fate of Ophelia setting things up for the story's future? Or it's kind of like an explanation and then like let's return to all the details.
Oh, I see.
Do you see what I'm saying? Like it's about the timeline.
Because she's now talking about record label.
Yeah. And it's not just a like potential double meaning. It's like it's the meaning.
I think that has been my favorite.
That one.
I think that has to have been my favorite.
I'm so hesitant to say it because I think of The Fate of Ophelia. I think I'm going to be very attached to that song.
Yeah.
But I will say it's probably like, it's my favorite when I think about the lines, message. But I'm very attached to The Fate of Ophelia already. I don't know. Okay, but let us all prepare ourselves because we're at track 5.
Eldest daughter right after father figure.
And also just like eldest daughter, be so fucking for real right now. Okay. I know people get very particular when you're an only and you say eldest because like I get it. It technically is about the sibling thing. I may not be totally that, but I'm closer than maybe you would expect because might I raise you? I may not have had to parent children, but that doesn't mean that I didn't parent.
True.
I'm not saying I'm claiming your title. I just feel like there's
No, claim it.
There's at least a higher connection than you might expect. Again, we're not biological, so that is how she can be oldest daughter, even though she's clearly so much younger than me. I read the line. I didn't mean to read the first line. But
I know, I saw you pause for a second.
That opening line.
Hello?
Everybody's so punk on the internet. Everyone's unbothered till
Easter egg.
Every joke's just trolling and memes. Sad as it seems, apathy is hot. Everybody's cutthroat in the comments. Every single hot take is cold as ice. When you found me, I said I was busy. That was a lie.
Ooh.
I have been afflicted by a terminal uniqueness. I've been dying just from trying to seem cool. But I'm not a bad bitch, and this isn't savage. But I'm never gonna let you down. I'm never gonna leave you out. So many traitors, smooth operators. But I'm never gonna break that vow. I'm never gonna leave you now.
Okay, I don't know if this is what everyone would first think, but I'm never gonna let you down. I'm never gonna leave you out. I know this is not the main message, but I'm just saying, like, think about that in the context of those younger eras that you know what I mean? I know the timeline does not work for her to have obtained the master's at that point, but one, go watch my prediction video where I talk about there's a chance she may not have wanted to like fully commit that it was going to happen because she didn't want to get her hopes up, but there is enough support from the correspondence between Shamrock to allow there to be a chance that she knew when Scooter was not going to benefit from that deal anymore. And because they know that asset is depreciating with her releasing Taylor's versions, for them to have wanted to be like, look, this is the date that we're going to be done, and like, we'll be willing to work with you.
Yeah.
And if she knew that much, I could see this. But even if you can't commit to that, as like, I think that's a possibility. But I know there will be people who don't think that that could be a possibility. Think about her on the Eras tour singing as her younger selves on stage, and then thinking about how she doesn't own them, but she's trying to get them back. I do think that that is a different perspective, or like another layered meaning. Basically becoming those younger selves every night of the Eras tour.
That's
and
sweet.
then knowing, like, it's bittersweet though. Think about how hard 1989 felt for her because of like how much slut shaming was going on. And people would like minimize her, only care about who she was dating. Every joke's just trolling and memes. Like, it's, of course it's not, you don't take it so serious. Don't take it so serious. Sad as it seems, apathy is hot. So that's why people act like this towards you. Everybody's cutthroat in the comments, telling those younger selves, or the younger siblings could be fans. The younger siblings could be her past era's self. The younger siblings could be the younger showgirls in the industry. It doesn't matter which way you cut the song. That idea of, I'm never gonna leave you now, telling your younger selves or the younger showgirls or the fans, like, I've been there too.
Yeah.
Like, I know what that feels like. I've been dying just to try to seem cool. I've been trying to keep it up. Like, it's like kind of like that lessons learned thing.
Never gonna leave you now.
Did you have anything to add? I'm sorry.
No.
Okay.
You know, the last time I laughed this hard was on the trampoline in somebody's backyard. I must have been about 8 or 9. That was the night I fell off and broke my arm. Pretty soon I learned cautious discretion. When your first crush crushes something kind. When I said I don't believe in marriage, that was a lie. Every eldest daughter was the first lamb to the slaughter. So we all dressed up as wolves and we looked fire. But
I was just pointing out the lyric because of all the fire exit signs. but the fact that it was perfectly timed to sound
Fire.
like with the backing vocal, that was funny. I don't believe in marriage. Okay, I don't know if this is gonna make sense, but like consistently, you know this, have always been like I don't care.
Yeah.
When I was younger, like I just didn't really get like the whole
Yeah.
I got to this point when I was a little bit older, like I would say like high school, like early college, where I think I got to the point where it was easier to explain it to other people because people took me being neutral about it as in, oh, you want it but you just don't want to accept it, like I need to help you kind of thing.
Yeah.
So it became this thing where people was like, oh, you'll change your mind.
Yeah.
And I hated that. It made me feel like you don't think that I understand myself or that I don't know my own mind. I understand I was a kid and I recognize that, but I think it was this thing where it's like people expect you to be adults when it's convenient for them. It's like they won't recognize that level when they don't agree with something.
Oh, totally.
I'm an adult. I can look at kids and I can see that, but it's like when you have a proven track record of being very set in things and like very like handles a lot. I got to this point where it was just easier to explain it to people by being like, I don't believe in marriage, because people like accepted that more than thinking that like they needed to save or change me.
Yeah.
Whereas like sometimes when you put a hard line, people are like, that's weird, but okay.
Yeah.
Or like, I don't agree, but okay. It's a little bit more stern in the sense of like, I don't need you to talk to me about it.
Yeah.
But it felt a little like aggressive. Like looking back, I didn't, it wasn't really that I didn't believe in it. It's just,
I don't believe in having a conversation about this.
well that, but also like, it's not that I necessarily like don't believe in it. It's just like, it's not the highest priority for me personally.
Yeah.
I am truly like very neutral about it. I trust myself enough to know that if I was going to take that step, I would know that I like fully trust that future version of me. That being said, if I never get to that point, I am so good with that. I will be very happy with that. But not everyone like likes that. And so anyways, it's just when I heard that, I know she means it more in the that was a lie.
Yeah.
Because there was a point in her career too where she was talking about things where people were getting the impression that she was like no longer about it. And it's like she's telling herself that, but she's also telling people that too. Like, you can change your mind. And I still think that's a great message. Just don't assume that everyone's going to change their mind.
Yeah.
But or that they were lying. But I like that she's acknowledging that. Also, that is an interesting Pinocchio reference. There's the lying was the first lamb to the slaughter. So we all dressed up as wolves and now we look fire. Because of you being like sacrificial lamb and taking so much that you hardened yourself into being like, no, like I'm just a bad bitch. And like everyone knows you as that because you've had to tolerate so much that it was easier to operate in that way than it was to try to stay softer.
Yeah.
And so now everyone expects that level of acceptance. And it's that feeling of like, why is it that everyone else gets grace to people where like they can make mistakes? That person can do it and it's okay. But if I did that, how would you react?
Yeah.
It would be different.
Yeah.
There are things that person can do that I cannot do.
Totally.
And that is what that feels like. We looked fire doing it because those are always the people who people are like, oh, like nothing bothers you.
Yeah.
And it's like, okay, yeah, but like I am also like human. They're probably hardened for a reason. And there's just not a lot of grace given when you feel like so sure that person can handle their shit, that a lot of times people don't necessarily check to make, you know what I mean?
I know, yeah.
That's what that gives me. Thoughts?
I think that she might be specifically referencing like, I don't know, stuff on the internet, I guess, right? Because her language is super like, bad bitch, savage, fire, meme. It's like kind of funny, but also like it really is like a callback to the language used online specifically.
Yes. Yeah, like towards her and all that stuff, but it also kind of makes me feel like a little like of that reputation callback. I talked about that in my predictions. Like, how many times have I said that in this video? It's not that there was anything wrong with how she reacted in Reputation. Distance yourself from it. It's not that you can't still hurt and feel pain from that, and that's not valid. It is, but it's a healthier relationship. You've gotten a little bit of space from like feeling like so raw, fresh wound. Telling your younger selves or telling fans or just like reminding yourself today.
Yeah.
Like sometimes you evolve, but sometimes you stumble back into like default modes. That stuff doesn't matter. That stuff that made you feel like you were so canceled within an inch of your life, to quote her, and feeling like your world was ending. It's okay that you felt that way, but also you'll get to a point where like you can recognize it without it destroying you.
Yeah, she's like, hey, that's not cool.
Exactly. It is really like,
yeah, like
it's corny, but like some of it, when you think about it, it is like deeply sad and there's a lot to unpack here. But it like the lyrics, I don't know, I feel like that's her humor to a certain extent though. This is like we laugh or we can cry moments.
Yeah.
So we're choosing to like kind of add a little bit of like melodramaticness.
Yeah.
But not because we're actually minimizing anything, but it's more just like, yeah, dude, like sometimes life fucking sucks.
Yeah.
Like sometimes like there is some stuff that happens and it's like you're not in a fun place. Kind of like joking about it. That's what some of those lines feel like.
Gonna let you down. I'm never gonna leave you out. So many traitors, smooth operators, but I'm never gonna break that vow. I'm never gonna leave you now. Now.
If you do think about it in the lens of like her past works, think about it in the sense that she didn't know she's ever gonna get them back. Where she's making a promise to them, I'm never gonna leave you out. She's talked about that in a lot of interviews and a lot of her songs. Like she felt like the outsider when she was younger. She didn't feel like she fit in. She may have had friends, but it didn't feel like she was in things. It's like she's telling those younger selves, like me, the future version of you is never gonna stop fighting for you. So many traitors, smooth operators, like I know what you're going through, but I'm never gonna break that vow. And the vow is that I'm never gonna leave you out. I'm never gonna leave you behind. I will keep fighting for my legacy because it means that much to me and those younger versions of me. And I'll keep fighting that until I get them. That's the line that I think you could really tie it back to.
Yeah, totally.
But I'm never gonna break that vow. I'm never gonna leave you now. 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 We lie back, a beautiful, beautiful time lapse. Ferris wheels, kisses, and lilacs, and things I said were dumb. 'Cause I thought that I'd never find that beautiful, beautiful life that shimmers that innocent light back, like when we were young. Every youngest child felt they were raised up in the wild, but now you're home. 'Cause I'm not a bad bitch, and this isn't savage, and I'm never gonna let you down. I'm never gonna leave you out. So many traitors, smooth operators, but I'm never gonna break that vow. I'm never gonna leave you now. Now. Never gonna break that vow. Never gonna leave you now. Now. I'm never gonna leave you now.
I brought up that I thought there could be satire. There's some like unbothered unseriousness, but while still talking about like deeper things. But like she's also having some fun with it while still having that moody atmosphere. There's been some of those times where it's like, okay, but like not in a mean, negative way, but in a like, I think she is kind of like playing around with some parts of it.
Oh, and then you like play with it.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. So it's like you never fully get down, but you've got those moments where you're like, fuck.
Like that hurt, but now we're laughing about it.
Yeah, but now we're like, oh yeah. That is a very interesting way to approach a track 5, and we're gonna be mad when I say this. It's not the same. It's like siblings of like, you're on your own, kid. There's the nostalgia, there's that talking to your younger selves. There's those moments when you really think about it that you're like, ooh, that hurts. But it's also like, it's got some like hope to it.
Yeah.
It feels like a relative of this.
I enjoyed it. Father figure is still my favorite.
Editing me is really gonna hate me too, not only because of how long this has gone, but also because I'm about to eat. I forgot I had my parfait. I'd also like to remind you that there's cookies.
Oh, yeah,
so
that might need to be.
I'm gonna turn the mic off. To future editing me, dude, I'm sorry. I can't help it. This was a decision that I made, and I'm sorry for that. But we are who we are. That's my uplifting message of the day. Okay, ruined friendship. Oh my god, I'm so excited.
I'm excited.
Honey, you've got a big storm coming.
What?
Okay.
This is funky. That's not the right word.
Glistening grass from September rain, gray overpass full of.
No longer.
No, you.
Glistening grass from September rain, gray overpass full of neon names. You drive 85, Gallatin Road and the lakeside beach, watching the game.
Lakeside vinyl.
From your brother's
It's
cheek,
off.
your smile, miles wide, and it was not an invitation. Should've kissed you anyway. Should've kissed you anyway, and it was not convenient. No, but your girlfriend was away. Should've kissed you anyway. Shiny wood floors underneath my feet.
Whoa. Yeah. Okay. Wait. This is so different than I thought it was gonna be. Wait. I need to read these. I'm sorry. I need to read these again. When are we talking about? There's nothing in the lyrics that actually make it sound like it's from the past. Maybe it's the production. But
It
this,
sounds like a memory.
it does. It sounds like when you're younger, but
Well, from your brother's Jeep, like watching the game.
okay, yeah.
It seems like
Watching, okay, that's fair. But also, you can like travel with your significant other's family. I don't know. Maybe it is that, but also I just think the production too. So this sounds like we're talking about like a memory.
yeah. No, I think I get that too.
Should I kissed you? Hear me out. If we talk about when in my predictions when I had discussed the lessons of a showgirl, okay, this one's a stretch, don't get me wrong. If she would have released something like this when she was at the age she probably was, I don't know if this is gonna make sense because you'd think as an adult you would not condone something. And that's true. But I think it's more like take the chances. Not the best message. Like I hear that. You had a girlfriend, like I should. But it's almost like it sounds like she kind of regrets not doing something.
Mm-hmm.
Sometimes things are messy. And like that's not to give yourself permission to do bad things. But I'm just saying like
Well, like maybe this isn't relatable, but I've seen it. Other people talk about it too.
okay.
But
me.
I'll talk about like relationships with my parents, and specifically my dad will be like, well, you're not married to him. And it's like, for me, it's so serious. And I'm like, I'm not going to cheat on my boyfriend. But like older adults are like, you need to calm down. Like it is not like as like
Okay,
serious.
Why do they? Okay, that is
It is like an
No,
older
that's-
person thing to do.
That is such a highly specific weirdness. When you come across people like that, what? That you are so right. Thinking about like you being like,
Like
okay,
grandparents or something, like you dating some guys. I'm like, well, I don't have like multiple boyfriends.
yeah, like I'm like,
and like I feel like people like encourage
It's-
that.
yeah, okay, it's okay. Okay, in one way, I can understand it in the sense of people being like, I'm a big believer that dating around is opportunities to figure out what doesn't mesh well with you and what does.
Mm-hmm.
Not disregarding, there are some cases where people meet at the right time when they're young and they get married younger and they do great. But I would say that is not the typical experience that happens, and it is positive outcomes, at least in my opinion. I understand older people encouraging people to like, date around. Don't tie yourself down in the sense of like want to learn and experience different things, because to me it's making sure that when you do find that person, there's not any questions of like,
What if I
what
did
if-
something completely different? Yeah.
exactly. From an older perspective, like I do get it to a certain extent, but it also, the flip side of it is when you encourage that too much, it invalidates that person. It feels a little patronizing.
Oh yeah, it's like your relationship isn't serious.
Exactly. You don't know your mind, your heart. Like
yeah.
it's not, and it's like not worth trying. And I understand not taking things so serious to where like we all know people who get so caught up in a partner. It's not a healthy balance. I can see there are benefits to saying things, but it's like I feel like it's kind of important that we acknowledge that like I'm in this like committed relationship. Like I have been there where it's like I've been with this person for years.
Yeah.
And while ultimately it didn't work out, and it's not me defending it, it's more of I was defending it the whole time.
Yeah.
As well as afterwards. You would think when there are cracks in the foundation, if you will, like even when things were good, it was never like fully recognized. And so it makes it feel like, well, it was always inevitable. It's pieces like that. Is that kind of what you're saying?
Yeah, exactly what I'm saying.
I can see that. Okay, I'll shut up now.
And it was not convenient, no, but your girlfriend was away. Should've kissed you anyway. Shiny wood floors underneath my feet. Disco ball makes everything look cheap. Have fun. It's prom. Wilted corsage dangles from my wrist. Over his shoulder, I'll catch a glimpse and see you looking
she had to throw one line in there. We were getting too comfortable.
I know.
She needed to throw in a line.
Quilted corsage.
This is like so specific.
I know. I'm like, wait, why am I feeling like upset?
Everyone has instances where they feel like, what if?
Yeah.
And it doesn't even have to be that serious. I mean, sometimes it can literally be like, it was a friend, but you always kind of wonder in the back of your mind. Sometimes you just like get in that mood of like nostalgia and you're like, you know, what if? I don't know. And like thinking back of like, why wouldn't, you know, why didn't I do that? Like, I mean, yeah, you know, it was, you shouldn't do that. But like, there's always kind of like these what if questions and like, what if the timing would have been right? And like, should I have tried to make the timing more right? Or like, should I have fought for something? Things like that. It is a very interesting song, I think.
I'm really enjoying it. It might have the potential to beat Father Figure for me.
Yeah,
these are my two favorites so far.
Yeah, like this is not what I expected, but like I'm vibing
I'm
with
really
it.
liking it.
Your ex up. Lately we've been good. Seeing friends is safe. Doesn't mean you should. Don't make it awkward in second period. Might piss your ex off. Lately we've been good. Seeing friends is safe. Doesn't mean you should. When I left school, I lost track of you. Abigail called me with the bad news. Goodbye.
What?
And we'll never know why. It was not an invitation, but I flew home anyway with so much left to say.
Oh my god, I'm gonna cry. What the hell?
But I whispered at the grave, should've kissed you anyway. And it was not.
What the hell? I did not expect it to go in that direction.
No.
Wait, what the hell is this about?
Okay, wait, I'm not laughing because it's funny. I'm laughing because it's like pain. Dude, I have two things. The first one is what I did not have on my bingo card was like I do not mean this in an immature way. That's not what I mean at all. But like a debut album, it feels like the return to the roots. She's always storytelling. That is her thing. But it's something about those country. This feels like, and it's not that she hasn't done that before. I mean, you think back to like No Body, No Crime, like Murder Song. That is so country, not necessarily in the sonically, but the lyricism. This feels like a return to like a darker. It's basically like if you have like a TTB level mixed with debut, which is just weird. I've never thought that statement would come out of my mouth. This feels like if debut's like storytelling kind of thing, like where it feels, and again, I don't mean that in an immature way.
But not wait. I was gonna say the music video where she had the signs and wait.
That's Fearless. You Belong With Me?
Yeah. Sorry.
No. I mean, she.
But like a story of like a full kind of like.
No, you are right. It could be debut or Fearless. It wouldn't matter because Fearless is also where you get love story, like a rewriting of Romeo and Juliet. It would have fit there too. It wouldn't have mattered. I mean, her early works in general that are country, like feels kind of country storytelling to me. Grief and sadness, but also with like that's just oh my god. Secondly, I don't like speculating about things like this. I may edit this out. She had a friend who passed away. I'm pretty sure. They were like high school best friends. I could be wrong about this, but there was either like an accident or he.
Yeah.
For some reason, I think it was that. But I could be wrong about that.
That would make obviously like sense.
Yeah.
Wow, I did not expect that to go in that direction.
Oh my god, no, that's not speculation because then we got the TV vault tracks. Forever Winter is about him.
I don't even think I listened to that song.
Oh, we're gonna have to listen to that after this. That's gonna make it even sadder.
Oh my god, I'm feeling like upset. Whoa. Up until like 5 seconds before she said that, I could not have like guessed
predicted
that was coming.
No, that is what I'm telling you about the storytelling.
Should've kissed you anyway. Should've kissed you anyway. And it was not. My advice is always ruin the friendship. Better than regret it. For
till the rest of that
kiss
song.
you anyway.
Oh my god, I feel sick. WTF. Guys.
You know what? I can tell you what else was not on my bingo card. What is not on my bingo card is to be like, this is the things you're thinking about behind the stage. That does show like how incredible of a performer and talented she is, that she gets up on stage and makes every single person in that crowd feel special and created the environment that she created at the Eras Tour. I unfortunately did not get to go to the Eras Tour. You did not either. But I did watch the Eras Tour movie. You did not. She did not know about this. Fake Swiftie. No, you're really not. There's a YouTuber I love to watch. I'll tag him, but he's very funny. Anytime he says something that he knows like not everyone would like, he'll be like, oh, fake Swiftie. About himself. And so when he said that, it just made me think of that. I needed that break in the middle because like I don't think I could have handled that song. But tell me how you're gonna put that on the life of the showgirl. Like if that doesn't show the range of like the life of the showgirl behind the scenes, it's like we just had TTPD, people. Like it's not even been 2 years. Knowing how she was feeling. Like it's not like we didn't know that she had these down moments. But I think you go into this thinking about the showgirl and then you get hit with things like this that you're just like, it's not like she hasn't wrote tragic songs, but it being on this album, I just feel like it hits differently.
Oh my god. I feel like
I did not expect that. Wow. The storytelling was beautiful though.
I'm feeling like really emotional.
No, I know.
There's that pain in my heart.
No, like that hurt.
Wow, I really liked that.
I did too.
That made me feel a lot, which I think I've been craving throughout the rest of her songs, because I think that like what I go to her music for most of the time is like the songs that will like I feel something.
Oh, I feel something, or I feel seen.
Yeah.
Or it doesn't matter what you're looking for. If it's looking for nostalgia, if it's looking for anger, friendship, kinship, like, or just feeling seen, like, damn, like I'm not the only one who's trying this hard. It doesn't matter which way you frame it. But the point is that her music most of the time makes you feel something. Not that these earlier songs haven't, but in the same way that 1989, we talk about Reputation as being the album that she put so much distance, and she did. But lyrically, she put distance in 1989. It was not super heavy. Like you think about what came before it, Red. Not necessarily naming names, but like we all were knowing what a lot of was going on. And she was like very, very open, forthcoming with her feelings, no matter how messy the feelings were.
Yeah.
And then you get to 1989 as the next pivot, and it was, I've moved to New York, I have these friends. There's still some love aspects, but she's also like really talking about like fame to a certain extent and like how that affects things. And, this kind of period of growth and feeling more of like an adult and coming of age. When you have that, there was some distance. It wasn't that it wasn't still connecting, but it was like, do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I just feel like that separation is what kind of happens in certain pivots like this. And it's not that those earlier ones didn't have that feeling, but maybe it's because it's a little less diaristic, because it is feeling like somewhat of a character, right?
Yeah.
Like we know it's her feelings, but she's telling the story through this particular lens. And again, it goes back to like kind of how she's setting things up with some like kind of cliche or kind of like her humor. So while having those as the previous tracks, even the ones that did have, it's not saying they didn't have depth, but this one really felt like that vulnerability, maybe.
Yeah.
It is tragic, but it's like, I don't know. There's just like
it's like a lesson from it.
Yes. What I had to go through was really sad, and like I may have regrets and things like that, but when you're in a situation that there's really nothing you can change about that, one of the ways to maybe find like some closure or some like comfort is in saying like, maybe I did have to go through this bad thing, but like maybe I can help someone else.
Yeah. I was just thinking like, I think that the death was actually only mentioned like towards the end of the song, and it was only mentioned once. That throughout the entire song she was talking about, she thinks about why she didn't take the risk, not the death as much.
Yeah.
So it's more about the lesson and less about the like traumatic thing that happened.
But it's, and I love the way you said that. Also, to build on that, it's not that you didn't feel for her. It's one of those things where she's teaching this kind of general lesson, but then she hits you with the reality of the perspective that she's talking with. This is why this song is so good. The song was great, and like the song had that depth, but when she zooms out and tells you the whole story in that moment, even though it's just at the end, you get hit with the impact that everything that you thought about the song before is even more tragic. This isn't just like your average regret.
Yeah.
This one, like, when you put it in perspective, like, this one's a big one. And you may not have, like, thought that throughout the song until then. A little bit of those country roots, because she says it in Long Pond Sessions when she explains the song, and she's talking about, you know, a lot of country songs is like, you know, this person did this thing and this person did this thing, and then those people met, and then at the very end you go, and their kid was me. Like, she explains it like that. That is like a very country way of storytelling. Wow, that song
well
hurt
done.
me. Well done. I was not expecting that. It is your claimed.
I'm scared.
Hotel California.
I heard you call me boring Barbie when the coke's got you brave. High fives my ex, and then you said you're glad he goes.
No, I did not claim this.
A song saying it makes you sick to see my face. Some people might be.
Well, goddamn,
Damn it.
Now listen, you're gonna tell me that the one time I played it safe on my predictions, and I was like, I'm just really not that confident, so I'm not gonna claim it, I end up being fucking right.
Whoa.
Can we please talk about the opening line? I heard you calling me boring Barbie when the coke's got you brave.
Whoa.
If you would have told me that Taylor Swift would release
Wait.
high-fived my ex, and then you said you're glad he ghosted me. Holy crap, this is a call out. Wrote me a song saying it makes you sick to see my face.
Who is it?
I guess I should put this, okay, in case I keep this in this video, I will give this one thing where I know people are gonna be mad. To a certain extent, understand why, but I'm gonna, let's hope I don't get canceled over this. What this references was, for all intents and purposes, it wasn't really a diss. It was more about introspective. It was more about acknowledging one's own personal insecurity about this, but it is very clear who's being like talked about.
Yeah.
It's one of those times where it's like, I know I shouldn't be, and I wish I wasn't. But I'm being honest that I am.
I've got to say, she could be honest with her therapist about it, and she doesn't need to post a whole song about it. She knows it's wrong. You don't need to make it public. Like, you could still be doing the work in private. You don't need to make that everyone's business. And if she actually did all those things, fuck her.
Hold on, I'm so sorry. Tell me why you chose Actually Romantic and I chose canceled, but it's you who's out here trying to get canceled.
For what? She did it. I didn't do it. She high-fived her ex and said, I'm glad you ghosted that bitch.
Okay, no.
Why are you so glad? What does
fair.
that do for you?
No, that's fair.
You're so glad?
I'm honest to God shocked that we are, like, I feel like our responses right now are usually flipped. Why am I chill right now?
Because I don't know, because I don't usually get...
That's what I'm saying. We've switched.
Yeah.
I think it's because I'm so chilled out right now that your subconscious is like, no, someone's got to fight for this.
Yeah, because that's fucking crazy. That's insane.
I know for a fact this is gonna be one of those editing me moments where I'm like, what the fuck is wrong with you? I have those all the time. And most of the time I leave them in the videos because I want people to know, like, I'm acknowledging, like, I could have cut this out and let the world not see the shit that I say. But unfortunately, I believe in accountability, and everyone needs to see the dumbass shit that comes out my mouth. This is one of those times where it's going to be the opposite, where editing me is going to be like, dude, I disagree with you wholeheartedly. And those do happen. Like, there are times where I'm like, there's been a couple times that I've had to put a note in a song where I'm like,
never mind.
I don't know what I was talking about. I was being dumb that day. This song slaps. Like, stuff like that. This is just the opposite. And I know editing me hates me in this video, but anyways. No, I do agree. So I played devil's advocate. I played the other side. On the flip side, couple things. One, that's really shitty. And even if you are framing it in that way, that's fair. I don't necessarily, like, I do agree that stuff can stay behind closed doors, but I also understand you wanting to be really open and honest. And I give credit to artists when they don't paint themselves in the best light. I have said that about Taylor before, and it would be hypocritical of me to not extend that same courtesy. I can appreciate a song like that and opening yourself and all that. I can also acknowledge that you can say, like, I didn't mean it that way, but at the same time, people are allowed to have their own valid feelings. I'm not saying there's not exceptions to this rule, but I would say as a general rule of thumb, if you put something out, you have to acknowledge that there are going to be people who are allowed to have emotional responses back to that. And if you are going to put things out, you have to accept a certain level. You have the freedom to say what you want to say, but also there can be reactions to that. I would also like to highlight that what we know about that situation is coming from a song from one person's point of view.
I didn't know any of this happened until just now.
Exactly. We only know that one person's view. Every narrator to a certain is unreliable. Yeah. And so you have to acknowledge that. So at the same time, one person could feel that way. And even if they did share it with the world in a way that was very vulnerable, there is like a bravery to that. You can also acknowledge that we don't know the full story with this alluding to other things that happened. Like that incident or that isolated instance was not the first and only. Yeah. You know, like there can be things happening behind the scenes. I think it's one of those things like you can't be upset at people wanting to explain their sides or their perspectives and how things impacted them when other people have explained theirs. I think there will be a view of this that will seem like punching down. I think that will be how some people will take it, that just because of Taylor's standings and success and her power within the industry. I think it's fair to ask that question. I think you should ask that question because people can, you know, abuse power and stuff like that. But I think personally in this instance, I would just like to kind of challenge anybody who maybe feels like that's punching down, that just because someone is, you know, successful doesn't mean that they aren't allowed to have feelings. And like sometimes things can just be defending oneself. Yes, everyone has to acknowledge that power imbalances, but there is a point that someone is allowed to defend themselves or speak their own truth without it being connected to their success. Just because they are successful, and not to say that the other person in the situation isn't very successful, very talented. I'm just saying that I think people could perceive it that way. Yeah. And I acknowledge and understand where you're coming from, but I just think that I think people are allowed to defend themselves. We know how you feel about it. You offended. Also, this sound, I think I said a song earlier that I did not mean to say, but now I can't remember the song.
You said just Hotel California, but that's not what.
That's not what I meant. I've been thinking about that. I'm like, wait, that was so wrong. Do you want to know why I think I said that? I think it's because there was like 2 songs that I would play on Guitar Hero.
Oh my god.
And I think it was this.
And Hotel California.
And I think there was another one from the Red Hot Chili Peppers. I think it was those 3.
Oh my god.
Watch me be so wrong about that. It's like an isolated piece of it. I hear a little bit in the background. Not that it's the same by any means. Sweet. All the time as soon as it plays, I know. It's honestly wild. All the effort you've put in, it's actually romantic. I really gotta hand it to you. I'm sorry.
Oh my god, you're so right.
Ever loved me like you do.
Whoa.
Honest to God, I so badly thought I was clowning.
No, you're so right.
I really, like, there was a part of me in my predictions video that I was like, that's why, like, I put in there, I was like, this is either going to be so comical or it's going to be so scarily accurate, because this always happens to me with my theories. They are either so bad or they are, like, really, really accurate. And my issue is that every time I want to post them, I'm like, okay, but listen, do I want to take the gamble? And the answer is no until literally yesterday or 2 days ago. So shout out to that.
Spot on.
Aside from wood, I think.
I'm so excited.
I guess honey maybe, but like this was not one that I was confident on. Okay, like I was confident on some of the other ones, like father figure. I was like, I feel like this goes one of 2 ways. Yeah. Like I felt pretty confident about that. This one, I was like, I threw that in at the end, right? Like I mean, if you think about this, and this. Yeah. Maybe. I love it, by the way. Hadn't thought of you in a long time, but you keep sending me funny valentines. And I know you think it comes off vicious, but it's precious, adorable. Like a toy chihuahua,
barking at me from a tiny purse. That's how much it hurts. How many times has your boyfriend said, why are we always talking
No.
sweet? All the
Did you think we would get a Taylor Swift song like that? Like,
Ooh, this is a diss track.
this gives, oh my god, people are gonna hate me for saying this. I'm gonna get my channel doesn't even have a bunch of Swifties, and I'm gonna scare all my Swiftie friends away by my takes today. But I have to say my truth. This gives Evolved not positive, but
I feel like I know what you're gonna say.
better than Revenge. Obviously the original lyrics, not the changed ones. That's one of those songs that you're like, you know, this sounds bad. I acknowledge it, but like, you know, I just gotta let my femininity, you know, feminist sides just for a minute, because sometimes you just need to rage a little bit, okay? And that's what Better Than Revenge is.
Who is that about?
We're not getting into that. But the point is that there was some called for, like, there was some grounds to where this could be a thing. It wasn't just like
this is what you did, and it feels like you're throwing punches at me, and this is how much it's affecting me. It's just not really at all.
that feeling, even though the situations aren't the same, just that feeling of being like, I just want to say some shit.
Yeah.
It's like if it would have been done in a more like healthy, more like space where you're not just like, it doesn't feel as low of a blow. Maybe.
Yeah, I mean, she's not calling her the town mattress, which is what she literally
That's
said.
not what she said.
Yes, she did.
Okay, but
She's better known for the
things that she does on the mattress, not that she, not that she was the mattress.
I don't know.
No, I think there's a little bit of a difference in saying that someone said you were the town mattress and known for things on a mattress. Okay, I feel like there's a little bit of a different connotation there. Oh my god.
time you've spent on me, it's honestly wild. All the effort you've put in, it's actually romantic. I really
I cannot believe we get this song.
gotta hand it to you. Ooh, no man has
That's
ever
funny.
loved me like you do. You think I'm tacky, baby? Stop talking dirty to me. It sounded nasty, but it feels like you're flirting with me. I mind my business, God's my witness that I don't provoke it. It's kinda making me wet, 'cause it's actually sweet.
Oh my god.
All the time.
You know what else I really didn't have on my bingo card? I cannot believe we got a Taylor Swift. This is iconic. I don't think I possibly remember how I freaked out in my prediction video about like I just can't. Oh my god, that could be what that song is actually about.
What song?
Would. Because remember how my prediction video is me just being like, I just can't it's Taylor Swift, like I just can't imagine.
I hope so.
And I said, you know, I mean, I guess the Showgirl's talking, but I just could not get on board fully. I just could not wrap my head around it.
She just did it.
She went past it. I just never thought I would get that from her.
I like that she's like, it's honestly like rage based. She's like, I'm taking pleasure in you doing this, like.
Yes. I cannot, like, feels like you're flirting with me.
I know, it's totally like provoking. She's provoking her now.
Oh,
she's like, I don't
yeah.
provoke. This is her poking the bear.
Well, I think she's saying like, I don't provoke like you talking about, like I didn't do anything to deserve these things. Like there's been nothing from my side that makes it to where like you've acknowledged that you can't help your feelings, but also like, how do you think that makes me feel to know that I've never done anything?
Yeah, and you can't help but be pissed off.
Minimum, we were like on like neutral terms.
Yeah.
So to know that there are people out there who like, I thought we were
hate me for no reason and can't control it.
We know how that heartbreak felt to her. So to think about someone, even if you're not besties, like, but just to think about like someone who like you just thought was fine with, to your point earlier, high-fiving, but not only that, but like actively rooting for it and like wanting that to happen.
Things to hurt you.
Something that like, and even if she, like, I understand that, like, she may not have known how deeply that would affect Taylor. From the outside, it may have looked like they were just a fling. That's what the public thought. You know what I mean? They didn't have all the context. So who's to say that she had all the context? I acknowledge that. But I think it's more like, you understand why it feels that way, because from this perspective, you think you're cool, you think you do, and then you think back to this heartbreak that literally felt like you were dying, that you were in an insane asylum. TTBD storyline is bigger than that. Just want to say that for the record. But that is a big aspect of it as well.
Yeah.
To think about that being so heartbreaking for you, and to know that someone who like
was rooting for it,
that like at least at bare minimum you're chill with, like there's no like bad blood necessarily, wants you to not be in something, not because of something you did. Like there's nothing, that's like a powerless feeling. No, not everyone's gonna like you, but it does hurt extra when I didn't expect this. And even though it may not have been this crazy big hurt, but it's because you so didn't expect that. You didn't even feel like you needed to protect yourself from something that you never could have expected.
Totally and completely.
You've spent on me, it's honestly lovely. All the effort you put in, it's actually romantic. Really gotta hand it to you.
This crazy line.
No man has ever loved me like you do.
That. I cannot believe this is Taylor Swift. Holy shit.
Whoa. I didn't expect that. Kind of giving off Sabrina Carpenter a little bit. With like the interjections. So
yeah. Oh, yeah. I can see that.
I got a wish list.
Oh, I think we all have a wish list. I'm so sorry. I did read the first line, and I do have to say it's so funny because Taylor and Travis, there was like a picture posted or something about like, oh God, I'm gonna get canceled on the internet for this video. You know, like when you go to like a frat party that has like a like boats and yachts, or like a
oh yeah,
okay. And you know how everyone's like dressing? Okay, that's kind of what they looked like. Like pictures are either on the boat or it's like on the dock maybe. They're like bent. I swear, hold on, I gotta show you this really quick. Do you see what I'm saying?
God. Yeah, they look like they're going to a party.
Like it's giving like we're going on like a friend of a friend's of a friend, you know,
yeah.
boat. It doesn't feel like the net worths of the people who are in the photo would be wanting to portray themselves in a way that makes you feel like they're about to either go like do something at a lake house at the 4th of July, or they're like going to like I said, like a frat. That's the two energies I get from this photo. So I love when I saw the opening line, I was like, I know if you haven't seen this picture, you're gonna get an image in your head.
Really cute.
And it's not what you think. I mean, it could go either way, but like whether she intended to it or not, if that is the visual you're supposed to get, cool, you know it. If that's not the visual you're meant to get when we get into the song, it's really funny to think that that's what I was going to be picturing.
Yeah.
You know what I
like
mean?
This.
They want that yacht life under chopper blades. They want those bright lights and Balenciaga shades and a fat ass with a baby face.
Well, so it's gonna be the latter. It's gonna be, isn't it hilarious that I was thinking that image, but it was in fact the first. It was the image that you probably got. That I almost led you astray.
They want it all. They want that complex female character. They want that critical smash Palme d'Or and an Oscar on their bathroom floor. They want it all. And they should have what they want. They deserve what they want. Hope they get what they want.
Really cool to have this song after the last song. By being like, okay, yeah, like that was a bop, that was a fun time. Like we were, you know, telling our truth. I can call out and not be fond of this, you know, this deal.
Yeah.
But then to also be like, but also this is all coming from a place of someone who's like, don't let everything overwhelm you. You know, it's like someone who's like really been forged in the fire. And while I wish that she wouldn't have had to go through that, it's like she has come out of it and been like, you know what? Like, I just feel like she's kind of like owning herself in a way where she's not like apologizing as much for like, not that she ever was, but it's like self-assurance, like a belief in oneself of being like, no, you know what? People are going to hate on me. And sometimes I can defend myself without it being punching down. And sometimes I think about the regrets I have and whether you think those are right or wrong, like that's my truth. And like, there's been a lot of lessons, but also ones that maybe are coming from a place, it's just different than what she's done before, I think, for sure. Like the narrating that's happening of this particular story. And I think that it's really cool when you think about the fact that it was wrote during the eras, because that was the first time that she felt like she was so proud of something. Like she wasn't second guessing. She wasn't like, but is it enough? Or what's the next thing? I mean, not that she wasn't working on the next thing, but she gave off that vibe that it was like one of the first times that she was like really letting herself embrace it.
Yeah.
And so just to see like how she's taken on the narrative, I think it's been really interesting. Definitely different than something she's done before. But I like that she's kind of flipping it back to, hey, even if these are the things that you want, look, like you want what you want, like I'm here, I'm just supportive. Like I also think it's interesting if you think about it towards people who are more like hating and stuff like that, being like, hey, like don't spend your energy on that. Like I'm not spending my energy. Like I hope you get all the things you want.
Yeah.
I don't know. I just feel like I think it balances out the last track well, I guess is what I'm getting at. Thoughts? Anything?
I agree. I think that I almost could read it in a message like wish list. These are the things that you wish I was. You're comparing yourself to me. You are upset at me. You wish I was this rich girl who's under yachts with these planes, but like I really am this. Like I'm a person, and you've basically like completely
Sorry.
like created this idea of me and like dehumanized me. And
I love that perspective. Oh my god, I didn't even think about it like that. Wait, I love that. You know what it is? It's literally a mix of what we both just said. Because if you think about it, because she does say the like, these are the things that you want from me.
Yeah.
But also, instead of putting that on me, if that's what you want, that's cool.
Yeah.
But that's actually not what I want. That's the vibe I'm getting.
Yeah.
Because it's like I mean, she hasn't said that, but she's at least said like, she's pointing out that that's you.
Yeah.
Kind of thing. I love that. Sorry, get in your space.
I just want you. Have a couple kids, got the whole block looking like you. We tell the world to leave us the fuck alone, and they do. Wow, got me dreaming about a driveway with a basketball hoop. Bust up, settle down, got a wish list. I just want you. They want that freedom, living off the grid. They want those 3 dogs that they call their kids, and that good surf, no hypocrites. They want it all. They want a contract with Real Madrid. They want that spring break that was fucking lit.
Oh my god.
And that video taken off the internet. They want it all. And they should have what they want. They deserve what they want. I hope they get what they want. I just want you.
I'm sorry, I'm fathoming this. This is so interesting because on one side, she is really explaining like her wishes in like a very direct way, and it feels very intentional. Like you said about the like, that's what you want. And if you want it, that's great. And I love that for 2 reasons, because I am absolutely the person that she's talking about. You know what I mean? Like I am someone who's like, hold on, I want to backtrack that statement a little bit. Specifically with like the kids thing, they want that freedom living. I mean, I'm not trying to live off the grid necessarily, but like the freedom, like they want the freedom. They want those 3 dogs they call kids. Like, yeah, like that is what I would prefer.
Yeah.
And even though that's like, even though I am not the demographic for the song, I am the opposite demographic for the song. I still feel the same way, when not the connotation of to the fans or like people who, or the public who put that on her, but in the sense of like, I hope they get what they want.
Yeah.
Like I feel that way. I don't mean that in a negative way or like a snarky way. Like I want that for people genuinely. And I think a level of this is genuine, like of her being like, yeah, like get what you want. But that's also like, I also need to set this boundary.
Yeah.
And there are things in her life that are none of my business. I'm hesitant to even say this much. I support who she wants to whoever she's there with until I have any information. Otherwise, that's her partner. And then when it's not her partner, okay, great. this is whatever has been happening within her art may be shifting a bit. She may have a new perspective. That's the extent of it. Same thing with this, but it is more from, it's not even a curious place. It's a nosy place. And I acknowledge that. I have kind of just generally wondered, one, it doesn't matter, and two, it affects me in no way, shape, or form. It's more just like I'm interested to hear her perspective, I guess is what I'm saying. And I have wondered, because we know so much about her relationship to fame, like I think there was points in her earlier discography that led to you thinking that she would appreciate a like love story.
Yeah.
And most, at least at that time when she was younger, we get better and better as time goes of like not necessarily expecting that to be the dream. But I think at that time frame, and because she was such a romantic soul throughout her music, one I think did assume, I guess to a certain extent, that would be something she would want.
Oh yeah, like
to
a
have,
fairy tale wedding.
Yes, and like a family, and like you would assume that, and maybe that's wrong to assume that, but I feel like there were points throughout her discography early on that alluded to that. But you also have to recognize that when she was like in country music, she was in the South. As you get older and as you separate, perspective expands. I feel like you learn what is yours and what is maybe what was around you when it comes to opinions on all things. An easy example I use in talking about this kind of thing is like, my family always vacationed to the beach.
Yeah. And
I love the beach, don't get me wrong. I do love the ocean. I always felt like I would like the mountains and the forest. So, but like no one in my family, like my mom's side, and that's the one that really traveled, at least when I was younger. But there was always the part of me that's like, I needed the confirmation. So the first time I went, that was like the first vacation I took for myself. And I remember going and I was like, my soul is at peace. Like I was like, no, this is so right for me. That was something that like, even though I felt pretty confident in it, I needed that. And that's not always how it is. Like sometimes you just know and that's enough. You don't need the experience to justify the opinion. I'm a big believer you do not need that. But there are certain instances where that feels good. I know it's a lot of information just to say that I'm not trying to speculate on her life, but we've learned so much about her relationship to fame and how it has made her feel like dehumanized. This is not a judgment. This is not me saying that she should or should not feel this way. If what she's experienced with fame, I have wondered how she would feel about if she wanted that. Again, you don't have to want that. I think that would be a really hard spot to be in.
Yeah.
You know, if you really wanted that and then feeling like the only reason you couldn't have it is because of chasing your dreams. I mean, like that's what it boils down to.
Yeah.
And so this is the first time that we're getting confirmation, like, no, that is what she wants. That's hilarious. Love that alone.
I made wishes on all of the stars. Please, God, bring me a best friend who I think is hot. I thought I had it right once, twice, but I did not.
Did you notice what I was thinking?
Yes.
I get what I want, 'cause I know what I want. I just want you.
Do you think that means like she's just gonna make a lot of music and then stop? No?
People do it all the time, and we know like her emotional depths. You do not become that person without having the ability to be really smart and be, I'm sure, very like protective and respectful of your children's privacy and all of that, and doing everything you can. Now you can't control other people, but I mean, if that's something like you really want, like I think she would do phenomenal. First of all, if anybody could do it, maintain
a career,
create the way she has been creating, to actually keep that up, I think if anybody could do it, it would be her. I fully believe she's capable of that. And if she does that, phenomenal. Love that for her. Alternatively, I could also see a world where something may change, but I think overall she has learned at so many points that in the hardest times, it is the writing that gets her through.
Yeah.
She knows what it's like to choose that more quiet life. She lived it. Now, she may feel differently when kids are involved, and again, fair. I've just seen her talk so much about how writing helps her. I think it depends on what she's feeling like creatively. I think if she feels the need to create, I think she will. Maybe this is just wishful thinking. I just don't think that she will. I don't know that she will ever stop.
Yeah.
Creating in some capacity. I think there's the really extreme side, which I would say would be things like only writing for others. I could see her being like, no, like, I know I wouldn't screw artists over and I want to make my own like record label. Part of me is like, no, I could see it because I think she would be great. There is another part of me that feels like, not that she couldn't do it, but that she wouldn't want to. I mean, I don't know her, but I could see it being like full circle moment and feeling really great, or being completely off-putting. Like I would never want to do that. And I genuinely don't know which way it would go. I feel like it could be either one. More with her directing stuff, maybe like writing a screenplay. I don't know. I just could not imagine her not continuously creating, and maybe not as much like touring for a couple years. But again, that's pure speculation, and I think whatever she wants to do is her business, and I think whatever she chooses is going to be right for her, and that's all that matters. Anyways, okay, we're to wood. What? The sound is this horrible.
Daisy's bare naked, I was distraught. He loves me not.
Oh,
He loves me not.
okay, that was good.
Penny's unlucky, I took him back and then stepped on a crack. And the black cat laughed. And baby, I'll admit I've been a little superstitious.
Wait, not me predicting a lyric. I literally, didn't I say that? I swear I said superstitious, and like I connected it with the Reputation poem, and I was like, knock on wood.
Yeah.
Okay, wait. If I did, I'm inserting a clip. I love the black cat and all the
Fingers crossed until you put your hand on mine. Seems to be that you and me, we make our own luck. A bad sign is all good. I ain't gotta knock on wood. Only that bitch you wishing on a falling star. Never did me any good. I ain't got to knock on wood. It's you and me forever dancing in the dark.
Damn.
Over me, it's understood. I ain't got to knock on wood. Forgive me, it sounds cocky. Hypnotize me and open my eyes. Redwood tree, it ain't hard to see. His love was the key that opened my thighs. Girls, I don't need to catch the bouquet to know a hard rock.
It was.
And baby, I'll admit I've been a little superstitious. The curse on me was broken by your magic wand. Seems to me that you and me, we make our own luck. High manhood, I ain't gotta knock on wood.
Oh my god.
At the beginning, I was like,
oh,
she keeps talking about knocking on wood, but she's saying it in a way that kind of doesn't sound like a superstitious way.
no, that exactly. Oh my god, I cannot believe we got it. I cannot. No. The Showgirl really do be talking, okay?
See, I didn't know if I believed it, and this is what I read as my friend posted on her story, and she said Taylor Swift posted a whole song about Travis Kelce's wood, and I was like,
Oh my god, I can't believe that's the thing that got spoiled for you. You've got to be.
but I didn't know if I like
believed it.
like I was like, I couldn't tell if that was like being like
Yeah, like
dramatic
trolling
or like
like
yeah.
trolling.
Oh my god.
That is such a funny one
That's
for you
what-
been
that's-
holding on to all day. That's hilarious. Did you wait, I have to ask this question. Did you see that before or after you watched my predictions?
Before.
That's even funnier.
Before.
I will say, I give you so many props because I would have laughed. I don't think I could have kept a straight face.
I did laugh whenever at the very beginning of the video and you said, oh, you asked me what I heard would be a big or a small thing. and I said, I don't know, I was like, I guess we'll see.
Oh my god. That makes so much more sense now. I was like, what an odd response. Oh my god, that is so funny. I totally forgot about that.
Yeah.
Stop. That is what are the odds of that? I love that. Cadence?
The key that opened my thighs. Forgive me, it sounds cocky. Hypnotize me and open my eyes. Redwood tree, it ain't hard to see. His love was the key that opened my thighs.
I will never get over the fact that we just got a Taylor Swift song that literally said he hypnotized me. I'm so fucking sorry. What the fuck do you mean? Are you for real? Stop it. Stop it. I have this whole thing that I need to say, but I cannot post this. But I need to tell you this because I need someone else to hear this shit that happens in my brain. I have been listening to too much Sabrina. Okay, next up is oh, this is my claim track. Oh my god, I don't have these in. This is mine.
You thought that it would be okay at first. The situation could be saved, of course. But they'd already picked out your grave and hers. Beware the wrath of masked crusaders.
No.
Did your girl boss too close to the sun? Did they catch you having far too much fun? Come with me, when they see us, they'll run. Something wicked this way comes. Good thing I like my friends cancel.
Oh, bitch.
I like 'em cooked in Gucci and in scandal. Like my whiskey sour and poison thorny flowers. Welcome to my underworld where it gets quite dark. At least you know exactly who your friends are. They're the ones with matching scars.
Oh! If I know how to claim a track.
Yeah, you do.
The Underworld?
Oh my god.
No.
This is crazy.
I could not have picked a better song.
You couldn't have.
I could not have picked a better song. Salem.
Salem, you're gonna fall.
He
And
falls.
he's also going to knock the mic over.
Listen to me. This cat does this all the time. He has fallen off because you didn't get to him in time. Like, he just trust falls. But, like, there was no
There was
warning.
no warning.
It's easy to love you when you're popular. The optics click, everyone prospers. But one single drop, you're off the roster. Tone deaf and hot, let's fucking off her. Did you make a joke only a man could?
Oh!
Are you just too smug for your own good? Or bring a tiny violin to a knife fight?
On whatever you want me to do it on my bingo, most of them were the ones that we knew. Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, just more of like a checking it off. But there were some of them. One of them was one of them was talking about karma.
Yeah.
One of them, like, I had some like more obscure ones. The other one was tiny violin, and it's because she had 2 tiny violins at the Spotify pop-up, and everyone thought it, at least all the ones I saw, I'm sure there were other people saying this, but I didn't see anyone, but everyone I saw was talking about it because they thought it meant some of the songs were gonna have a violin. Like it has a, but the moment I saw it, which is hilarious because I was not a SpongeBob fan, there was the episode where it's like, hey, vicious, vicious, get on. Oh my god, you are literally falling off the desk. Oh my god, ow. Salem, who are you? He has never in his life done this. I have never seen.
He's turned evil. Salem.
He's playing. He's never played before. When he was a kitten, he didn't play. The kittens have been
he was playing. He played with me earlier. He was swatting at my little thing.
He never played, and the kittens have taught him how to play a little bit.
Salem, are you playing?
I mean, I don't really want to be your chew toy,
Salem.
but like, go off, King. Okay, anyways, what were we talking about before Salem?
Tiny violin.
Oh, yeah, so it's basically like him being sarcastic. He's like, the world's tiniest violin.
Yes.
And it's supposed to be that like, oh, woe is me.
Yeah.
She's always accused of playing the victim. And when I saw the tiny violins, that was the first thing I thought of. But everyone was talking about it being like more about instrumentals. And I was like, okay, well, I feel like mine sounds like really random.
Yeah.
And so I was like, well, I'll just like put it on my bingo. And now I know it didn't say tiny, but it did say tiny.
Yeah. A tiny violin.
Oh my god, I literally didn't even realize it said tiny. I just saw violin and I got really excited. I am obsessed with this.
Baby, that all ends tonight. Good thing I like my friends cancel. I like 'em clipped in Gucci and in Scandal. Like my whiskey sour.
This?
And poison thorny flowers. Welcome to.
Yeah.
Honey. Wait, oh my god, wait, you know what is wild? Wait, so it's a pattern each time. So the fate of Ophelia.
Referenced.
No, if indirectly, I think did father figure.
I thought it said.
No,
something.
it said eldest daughter.
Yeah.
I was the eldest daughter. But I'm saying, wasn't the other lyric that connected to the canceled, wasn't it in father figure? Or so do you see what I'm saying? I'm saying they connect.
Yeah.
So like, in the fate of Ophelia, it said eldest daughter.
Yeah.
The song Canceled was referenced in an earlier track. I was thinking initially that it was eldest daughter. So they were connecting each time.
Yeah.
But I don't think it was eldest daughter. I think it was father figure. But anyways.
My underworld, it'll break your heart. At least you know exactly who your friends are. We're the ones with matching scars. They stood by me before my exoneration. They believed I was innocent, so I'm not here for judgment. No. But if you can't be good, then just be better at it. Everyone's got bodies in the attic, or took somebody's man. We'll take you by the hand, and soon you'll learn the art of never getting caught. It's a good thing I like my friends cancel. You know that I like 'em clipped in Gucci and in Scandal. Like my whiskey sour and poison thorny flowers. Yeah, it's a good thing I like my friends cancel. Salute you if you're much too much to handle.
Preach.
Like my whiskey sour and poison thorny flowers. Can't you see my company loves company? Now they've broken you like they've broken
Oh my god.
Shattered glass is a lot more sharp, and now you know exactly who your friends are. You know who we are. We're the ones with matching scars.
Oh my god.
Now, if that wasn't a perfectly claimed track, oh my god, the brokenness, the shards, glass, we got all those references back.
Whoa.
No, I loved that track.
I really liked it. I think it reminded me of, like, I think it was perfect for you. And I think this might be a crazy thing for me to say.
Oh, okay.
No, it's not personal. I think that it's interesting how she said, my friends are like the ones with matching scars. We are like talking to the person listening, and I think it's really interesting because her thing is like matching friendship bracelets, and so it calls.
Oh yeah.
I don't know, maybe
No, I like that way of looking at
to
it.
her fans.
Well,
maybe.
and you know what else? That is a really interesting thought when you think of the behind the curtain deal, where she was talking about how much her relationship with, like, again, I've said this multiple times in this video, but like the evolution from Reputation to this is like really crazy to see. Interesting too that she did call back Reputation so much in the branding of this. And I think it was really important to do that because I think to a certain extent she wanted you to look back at the person who wrote Reputation versus the person she is now and how she's dealing with being in the public eye. And I brought that up even in my predictions in regards to being able to look back at the podcast and still see like a very like normal, grounded person, but also one that like still has this side, you know, but like how she handles fame and how she handles her relationship with how things affect her now and how much it seems like it changed. There is that side of like, dang, like you've had to go through so much and there's, you know, there's deals, but like at the same time, there's a power taken in it and being like, you know what, I know the people who are around me are here for me, and no matter if our friendship is gonna undergo that type of scrutiny or a romantic relationship or being fans and like how people attack, I mean, like it doesn't matter which way you cut it, like it is that empowerment of it. It's still acknowledging the kind of like the unfairness of some of it. You can never do right. It's acknowledging those things and recognizing that those things can be heavy burdens to carry while also putting a spin on it that's like, but you know what? This is what I've learned and this is how I handle this.
Yeah.
You know, and claiming of control taken that I just think is really interesting when you compare it with Reputation, I guess is what I'm getting at. You know who we are. And that's where like you're part about being like, even the listener, that's who we are. That feeling of like collectiveness. I think we're to Honey and The Life of Showgirl.
It's interesting how she chose to do that one as
I think
a
that's
feature.
Well, yeah, I think that's what's going to be important.
Like a message to someone younger.
Well, yeah, I think it's going to be like, it's a message to the younger showgirls, and what better younger showgirl as far as aesthetic wise than Sabrina?
Yeah, totally.
Okay, let's go to Honey.
You can call me honey if you want, because I'm the one you want.
Oh, wait, what?
When anyone called me sweetheart, it was passive aggressive. At the bar, and the bitch was telling me to back off, cause a man had looked at me wrong.
You kind of talked about this.
Final.
Give it different meaning, cause you mean it when you talk. Honey, I'm home, we could play house, we could bed down, pick me up, who's the baddest in the land, what's the plan?
There's always one line.
You could be my forever nightstand.
Oh, that's funny. That's so corny, but that's funny.
At the bar, and the bitch was telling me to back off, cause a man had looked at me wrong.
I like that backing. Back off.
If anyone called me honey, it was standing in the bathroom.
That's so messed up.
They were saying that skirt don't fit me.
That's crazy.
I've got a lot of unwanted opinion, don't get me wrong, but like,
he's being crazy.
You're teaching kittens bad habits. Go. No, I'm not playing your games. Hi, little menace. You've been a very good little anti-menace right now. It's not even that I can't imagine people doing it. I know people do it. I've had people do it. I just can't imagine a world where myself saying something like that. That's just bizarre to me. Like that someone would say something like that. I'm a super big believer that if it is not something that someone can change within the next like 5 minutes, then it is simply not your right to comment. The back of your skirt's unbuttoned. Stuff like that.
Yeah.
Like,
but it's like, oh, your shirt's too big for you.
Yeah, or like that doesn't fit right. Like,
okay, yeah, if you're getting ready to go somewhere and you're like in the house with
and
someone and
like,
you're like
asked you,
you're like maybe not that outfit.
Yeah, like when your friend's like, hey, does this look good? And you're like, honestly, I think it kind of fits like a little long for you.
I like that kind of when people, but other people are different. But I prefer someone to be like blunt with me, like when I'm like at home before I go anywhere.
Well, also it's like, what is your relationship to that person? Not a stranger.
No,
okay?
yeah.
My point. That's something you could change.
Yeah.
Be in the moment. That is something you could change. Like, you know what I mean? I just can't imagine. I'm sorry.
The whole way home, but you touch my face, redefine all of those blues when you say,
Oh, I like that.
you can call
Me
me
too.
honey if you want, because I'm the one you want. I'm the one you want. You give it different meaning, cause you mean it when you say it's yours, kicking in doors, take it to the floor, give me more by the paint in the color of your eyes, and graffiti my whole damn life, honey. When anyone called me late night, he was screwing around with my mind, asking what are you wearing, too high to remember in the morning. And when anyone called me lovely, they were finding ways not to praise me, but you say it like you're in awe of me, and you stay until the morning. Honey,
callback.
when anyone called me sweetheart, it was passive aggressive at the bar, and the bitch was telling me to back off, cause the man had looked at me wrong. He looked at me wrong. If anyone called me honey, it was standing in the bathroom, white teeth, they were saying that skirt don't fit me, and I cried the whole way home. But you can call me honey if you want.
There was some lines that I really liked. Also, really liked that kind of random break and
Yeah.
change. Like, it felt a little jazz club for just like a moment. I would have loved for there to be more of that.
Yeah.
They're in awe of me. And I think what I like about that is because I feel like you could really see that in the podcast. There just seemed to be such like a genuine mutual respect, but obviously external observer. Even if they weren't who they were, like if I just saw them, or they were like a friend of a friend's couple that you like hung out with, like I genuinely get that vibe. It feels very genuine that like there is like in awe, like yeah, she did this like while she was on tour. That hyping up is very, in my opinion, very refreshing to see from someone who I believe a lot of men would respect to a certain extent. I wish I didn't have to say that, but I do. I think it's important to say that I think he displayed like a really equal partnership feeling. It was just really cool to see someone like genuinely love and like love out loud someone who they loved. How many times can I say love? But just seeing someone like very proud and that lyric like in awe, like that is what that felt like, and that's really cool. And I feel like a lot of times you see people who I'm like, do you even like each other?
Yeah.
All that to be said, it's not my favorite.
Yeah.
I think it's cute. It's just not my favorite, and that's okay. It doesn't. And if it's your favorite, I'm so happy that you love it so much because I think it's a good song. I loved parts of it. It's just overall, in comparison with everything else, it's not the one I like want to go back to immediately. It also may be a song that grows on me.
Yeah.
Or like if I'm in the right mood where I'm like, this sounds stupid, but like I'm like in this little silly, goofy mood.
Yeah.
As we said at the beginning of this video, it's a little like sappier than I'm not the best audience for it, I guess would be the best way to say it. Thoughts from you?
I agree with you. I mean, definitely, as I said before, not something I would put on, but maybe I'm like close to reading it too much. I think the sentiment of like
I like the sentiment.
him, all of these things that maybe like about her that have been used as insults in the past, he's been able to rewrite her and make her feel better about these qualities. Sometimes
you just need someone to be like, yeah, like I acknowledge I have my flaws, you have your flaws, and that's okay, and we accept that about each other. That is great. But to have someone love parts of you that other people have made you feel bad about, things that have either been, like you said, used against you, made you feel bad, or made you feel like something that's like an insecurity of yours, for someone to love and appreciate that about you, and not just like in spite of, but in celebration of.
Yeah.
I feel like people like Travis have that where they show it a little bit more, but you know exactly what you're talking, like you know that feeling.
Yeah.
But he like really displays it. So
those are my vibes for that.
Okay.
Last
song. Like a good clap.
Me too.
Especially as a closer.
like the end of a show?
Yes.
Her name was Kitty. Made her money being pretty and witty.
Oh,
They gave her the keys to this city.
that's Sabrina.
And they said she didn't do it legitly. I bought a ticket. She's dancing in the garters and fishnets. 50 in the cast, 0 missteps. Looking
Oh, I was thinking being funny and witty. I thought she was talking about that, but actually, I think this is Taylor talking about the showgirl before her. I was thinking pretty and witty was because like we always talk about Sabrina's lines.
Wait, I
being-
thought so too because of the garters and the.
Yeah, no, but she's saying she bought a ticket going to the back. I feel like she's talking about the person who inspired her.
Interesting.
Do you see what I
Yeah,
mean?
yeah,
Because
yeah.
if this is Taylor singing, it's like the showgirl before her, which would tie into what I was saying is I was thinking that it was going to be her telling the lessons to the next showgirl. So maybe she's talking about her experience, and maybe Sabrina's going to talk about her seeing Taylor.
Oh, I see.
back, I guess it was kismet. I waited by the stage door, packed in with the autograph hounds, barking her name,
I like that.
and glowing like the end of a cigarette. Wow, she came out. I said, "You live in my dream." Then she said to me, "Hey, thank you for the lovely
Vinyl.
bouquet. You're sweeter than a peach, but you don't know the life of a showgirl, babe. And you're never ever gonna wait. The more you play, the more that you pay. You're softer than a kitten, so you don't know the life of a showgirl, babe. And you're never gonna wanna." She was a menace, the baby of the family in Lennox.
Not the
Her
baby.
father whored around like all men did. Her mother took pills and played tennis.
Could not be.
So she waited by the stage door, asked the club promoter arrive. She said, "I'd sell my soul to have a taste of a magnificent life. It's all mine." But that's not what showgirls get. They leave us for dead. Hey, thank you for the lovely bouquet. You're sweet.
Interesting. We think Fate of Ophelia. They leave us for dead.
Yeah.
That like that's full circle.
Sweeter than a peach, but you don't know the life of a showgirl, babe. And you're never ever gonna wait. The more you play, the more that you pay. You're softer than a kitten, so you don't know the life of a showgirl, babe. And you're never gonna wanna. I took her pearls of wisdom, hung them from my neck. I paid my dues with every bruise. I knew what to.
Where are my lyrics?
I took her pearls of.
I was like,
I took her pearls of wisdom, hung them from my
Ooh.
neck. I paid my dues with every bruise. I knew what to expect. Do you wanna take a skate on the ice inside my veins? They ripped me off like false lashes and then threw
Ooh.
me away. And all the headshots on the walls
yeah.
of the dance hall are of the bitches who wish I'd hurry up and die. But I'm immortal now, baby dolls. I couldn't if I tried.
the production?
I love the little like.
I mean, it's literally like the end of a musical.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, that is what it. Oh my God, wait, I'm obsessed with this. But also, I'm so sorry. We gotta roll this one back. I love how I said the immortalized, but I said it in honey. And it's in this one. Because remember, I said
Interesting.
the honey immortalized and all of that. And I had brought it up in an earlier song too. And I said, I'm gonna talk about that in honey. But it was all about like, it was the Cleopatra, the
Yeah.
immortalized,
Yeah.
like all of that. I just didn't have the right track. I love I took her pearls of wisdom and hung them around my neck. I paid my dues with every bruise. I knew what to expect. This is so good. I am obsessed with this. I just love the production
I
of
do
it.
too.
I literally was showing Lolo earlier, Man's Best Friend. And remember how I was like, I just love that that's how it ended, how it felt like almost like ABBA, but kind of like more Mamma Mia coded.
Yeah.
And how I was like, I just feel like that's such a great closer. That's how I feel about this
Mhm.
too. I love that it started with the big storytelling kind of really leaning into the characters, and it's ending that way too.
Yeah.
I mean, I still feel like it was that throughout, but it was really heavy on the beginning and the end.
I see.
Say, thank you for the lovely bouquet.
I'm so sorry, one other thing. I was not expecting the sound.
I know, me
Not
neither.
because it doesn't fit within the album. It does. It's just, I don't know why I didn't expect this to be their like duet. And I like how it's going between her and
Both of
Sabrina.
them, yeah.
Because, you know, sometimes her features do not get very prominent features. So I am glad that it is more of a prominent feature for sure. But I'm
They are
liking
going
it.
back and forth like frequently. Like I feel like in a lot of her features, like that you could actually tell there's another person in.
Yeah.
It's like her section, their section, maybe her section again.
Yeah, and then like sometimes
And the song.
Yeah, and sometimes it's like backing vocals and then like a few lines
And then
you're
that's
like
it.
that's it, you know. So it just depends, and like you said, even when it is like a full feature, it feels more like distinct. There's some that the blend, but I feel like a lot of the blended ones are with male.
Yeah, so it's like a conversation.
Yeah, like I feel like you think about like Exile, everything
That's
is
what I was thinking,
changed.
yeah.
Oh, The Last Time,
Those are weird to like conversations, and this reads as two different
Coney
stories.
Island, like
I'm married to the hustle, and now I know the life of a showgirl, babe. And I'll never know another pain hidden by the lipstick and lace.
Final.
Sequins are forever, and now I know the life of a showgirl, babe. Wouldn't have it any other way.
Oh, this is a good ending.
Wouldn't have it any other way. Thank you for the love. Hey kitty, now I'll make my money being pretty and witty. Thank you for the love you bouquet.
Thank you for an unforgettable night. We will see you next time. Give it up for the band.
It's the end of the Eras tour.
Aww.
And of course, Sabrina. I love you, Taylor. That's our show. We love you so much.
Is that like actually?
No, yeah, like that's actually from the show. Wait, that's so crazy. I was thinking this when I said it earlier, but then I got to thinking, I was like, well, maybe I'm wrong. She isn't a writer on this. So those three did it and just asked her if she would sing it, essentially.
Yeah.
That is interesting. Adding the Eras tour stuff at the end, that was incredible. Remember earlier when I talked about how at the end of that our Sat song, how it really zooms out?
Yeah.
Okay. That is what that just felt like, but in the sense of I felt like I was in the fictional world that she's working through. Kitty, the Ophelia of it, you know, the eldest daughter, and the showgirl we're picturing through that character. And then in those last few lines, it pulls you out of that fictional world and brings you back to the Eras tour, which is
where she's writing this.
Where that was the story going on in my head in between me performing on stage and everything, and how crazy good that felt to you guys. This is also where my mind was going to. And thinking about my whole career, the fictional world she's showing is the behind the curtain. And so she's reminding you, this is like the visual I'm picturing. Don't ask me why, but oh God, I can't believe I'm about to admit this on camera. This is like animated in my head. I don't know why, but it is. I think I've told you this before. It's very hard for me to listen to songs and not visualize things. And so like things will play out. Sometimes it'll be like my books, like it'll make me think of things like that. Sometimes it's just things that I just think up, and then sometimes it'll be like personal. It'll be memories or something like that. Realized kind of animation, I guess would be the way to explain it. Human Taylor, we did get her at the beginning if you think about it, because we watched the behind the curtain thing.
Yeah.
Human Taylor up on the Eras tour stage, Karma door came down. It felt like she went through the door, the opening behind the curtain thing that we listened to.
Yeah.
Then we walked through the door. We entered the fictional animated world of this story that she's working through. We watched the life of the showgirl play out. And then at the end, it's like Eras tour up on stage, opened the door and goes, hey, are you coming out?
Yeah.
And it's like, then you're back in the audience after just seeing behind the stage, which was basically in her mind. That's what that felt like to me.
Yeah.
So like those last lines of it coming into this deal, it's almost like you get pulled back into your own body, where I'm like in the audience at the Eras tour and you're seeing the on stage. You remember like the old like Disney movies where like something would happen, like magical or something, but like you couldn't tell the real world, someone would like wink at you.
Yes.
Okay, just witness that and you're like, wait, what? And she winks at you and then goes to the other, like to leave the stage, because she's just like let you in on her little secret fictional world. So that's what my brain
made
did.
Me interesting. No. I was just thinking, because I kind of read it in the same way, especially like with the ending, the life of a showgirl beginning with clapping, obviously the end of a show, as I said. so then and especially the first thing we watched, which I even forgot about, which was like, hey, this is a glimpse
Well, that was
of
like
my
5 hours
mind.
ago.
This is a glimpse of my mind while performing between shows on the Eras tour. And throughout the entirety of the album, it's like these different characters, such as her online, or like Ophelia or
her
whatever.
past selves.
And it's interjected with this like current version of herself throughout.
It's almost like she's also kind of narrating as the like non-fictional, like you're saying, like the present, if you will. Present one pops in to add like some perspective, some nuance, some guidance. But still in a way that still feels like it doesn't fully pull you out of the story.
Yeah.
Is that kind of what you're saying?
I'm saying that, and I'm also kind of making an argument, which I don't know if you'll agree with, which is that despite the fact that this is called The Life of a Showgirl, I think she's arguing against being a showgirl, as in like these aren't lessons like for future showgirls, but I feel like she interjects with this current version of herself, which kind of is somebody who doesn't want to be a showgirl. And all of these versions of like, I don't know, she speaks about these things that have happened and she comes at it from this different perspective. But then like, especially in this final song and closing the curtain, it sounds like she's leaving at least a version of herself. This is a like goodbye to it.
Okay, so I agree with certain parts of it. I think I would take it because that is a good perspective. I think she's pointing out that it is not one as easy as it looks. That I think she purposely called back to earlier versions of herself so you could see how much development had happened, but she also gave you some of the behind the scenes that make you question, like, yeah, you may be doing well now, but there was a forged path that you went through.
Yeah.
And while you may be like, you know, poking fun at certain things or setting it up in certain ways, there is also like, there is a heaviness to this. Even when she's poking fun or talking about things, like underlying, is it some of it her like rocking it and like claiming power? Yes, remember all the things that it took to get me here.
Yeah.
And the one thing I slightly disagree on is this end song really says she wouldn't change it.
Yeah.
I think she can acknowledge the parts that she doesn't like. Part of it is like acceptance, and I'll never know another way because she's gotten so big, so popular. Even if she went off tomorrow
and never recorded again, yeah.
At this point, when you have gotten to this level, I mean, in some ways, this is unprecedented. Am I saying that she would always be as big as she is? No, of course not.
Yeah.
Like, I do not think she will ever be able to go to the grocery store like a normal person anymore. Even when she moved to New York, she still was able to do that. I don't see a world where she would feel comfortable and safe enough to, I mean, like maybe if she had like really heavy security and dropped off and it had been, you know, 20 years, maybe, but I really don't know. And so I think some of it is like acceptance and not necessarily like celebration. So I see where you're coming from, but there's also parts that says wouldn't have it any other way. And if you think about the behind the curtain, what we watched first is she was like, you know, it's hard, it's grueling. She's like, but I also do love it.
Yeah.
So I think she's acknowledging the bad parts and putting her spin on it and almost a little bit of like a dark humor at some points, because it is kind of like when you really think about it, like some of that is like, damn. But the way she framed it, a lot of times it didn't feel as heavy as it probably should. She adds those ones in that kind of like flip the script a little bit. I think it's really going to be an album that you literally have to keep listening to. Most songs are like, I Can Do It With a Broken Heart, but honestly, some of them are like even more tragic.
Yeah.
You know, it's like with I Can Do It With a Broken Heart, she's like, you know, I cry a lot, but I'm so productive. But you're like dancing along because you're like, yeah, ouch, that hurts. I feel that sometimes too, but also this is such a bop.
Yeah.
It is such a bop, but she doesn't let you get all the way up in a lot of them, if you think about it.
Yeah.
So it makes it feel a little bit more, like we said, like kind of a little bit more moody. I did choose this and like I wouldn't change it, but just know that it's not as easy as you think it is. It's not as glamorous as you think it is. Like I can perform this beautiful Eras tour show.
Yeah.
And I can acknowledge like how incredible this is, but I know from the podcast, but I also know that I have to go back and I have to soak my body and I have to do all this PT and I have to do all of these acupuncture mats and to try to keep my body physically able to do. It is not as glamorous and beautiful as you think it is. And I have so much respect for her because she is so talented that she can put on a show like that. I'll insert the clip if I can. I think it was in South America. that. And it was so hot. I mean, some of the South America, one of the concerts, someone passed away.
Oh my
and
God.
she's on stage. She's got her hands kind of loosely behind her back, but she's like this. I mean, she's heaving. She's drenched in sweat. That cue starts, and I shit you not, she goes like this. And her whole face changes. She looks like she is the most happy, joyful. She has never been so excited to perform right here, right now. And it is a little jarring. Because it is so ingrained that it is a wild clip.
Yeah.
And I just couldn't help but think about that throughout this project, because overall, I think the amount of stuff she's had to deal with in her life, like, people talk about her wanting to play the victim. I get so tired of hearing about that, but just like, really and truly, like, it has to be insane.
Yeah.
And I'm not saying there's not privileges. My God, of course. That is a given when I'm talking about things like that. But I just think, like, we do romanticize so much. Money can do a lot of things, absolutely. And I don't agree with the money can't buy happiness. It can, because it can provide security and all of these things. But I think we do a lot of times minimize, like, feelings, like we talked about earlier, the dehumanization, that, like, that does become very prevalent. The bigger you get, the more resources you have. And I'm not defending, but I don't think everyone has as much empathy as, you know, maybe they do. People like Taylor do deserve more of, I would say. I just think back to that clip. I think Taylor Swift is for everyone, regardless of gender. But the idea of, like, what Barbie stood for, like the girlhood, and girlhood does not mean it is just about young girls. Like, it's women, but it's people of all genders. But it's the idea of, like, it's really, maybe the better way of it is, like, it just feels very feminine energy at its purest form. Everyone at the Eras Tour, like, people were so dressed up. Everyone's sharing friendship bracelets, loving so much, like, causing earthquakes because of their dancing. Like, I have this playlist on my TikTok that's like humanity, and it's basically like, I save things on there that are just like, it's just, sometimes it's like the smallest little things, but it's those things. It's like, you know, that's humanity at its best. And and I've said this on my channel before, it resonated with, like, quite a few people, and I love that, because that means there's more people out there who feel this way. I say I hate people, but I don't hate humanity.
Yeah.
When humans are doing the best of the humanity, you know, or just appreciating the world that we have around us, helping your fellow person, I just think that's when humanity is, like, at its best. So much of what I saw of the Eras Tour, and, like, even just going to the movie, was just so pure in that, and feeling like we just all love this one thing, and we just want to, like, for one night, put everything behind us and just, like, sing at the top of our lungs of things that made us feel seen and heard and understood. And to share that with 50,000 people, 60,000 people, to have 50,000 extra people who did not have tickets sit outside on a hill outside of a stadium. Weren't even having tickets just to hear some of it, but also to be together.
Yeah.
You can be a fan or not. That's beautiful. She was able to give that to us, even when she was struggling. It is really a peek behind the curtain, because it's like, hey, love that for us. Was so happy, wouldn't change it for the world. But also, don't forget that, like, we're all struggling with things. There's always broken pieces of us, and things that, like, even if you think I'm the most perfect, or that I'm having the time of my life, I'm so glad you think that, but I'm also human. And even though she's coming from this, like, very showgirl extra, you know, I made friends with Gucci. It is the most leaning into the labels and the materialism that she has ever done. She has never said things like that. Also, the sexual nature. I mean, like, she really did this. But I also think that in the same way that it was all of those things, which is so different, it also did feel very human, in the sense of, like, even a pop star that's the #1 struggles with finding people who accept her, finding people who love her for her, finding people who support her and don't just actually, like, either really dislike or like borderline hate or predatory kind of like uses power imbalances to like took advantage of situations career-wise, trusting people and realizing that maybe people were more caring about their own pockets than they were about being a good person. Those are all things that we've all experienced. We've been filming for 5 hours for a 40-something minute album.
Whoa, I don't know how you do this all the time. My ears are free.
Be free. Okay, well, last thoughts?
I surprisingly enjoyed it, I think, more than I thought I would. I think specifically throughout, I think the really sad song and the father figure one, my favorite.
Yeah, no, I agreed. Those are great.
I think the sound of the album was unexpected.
Agreed.
But I do think that, like, definitely, as especially you with all of your knowledge, listen through this album more. I think you can piece together the narrative that you've been. Or multiple. She said there's 100 reasons.
Right,
so I
each
think
song
that
is on
like
there. I think I at least got a part, even if it was a small part. I think I got a part of every song, honestly.
I'm not surprised. You might be the hey, this may be a crazy claim. The most educated person on Taylor Swift, not known to man, because I feel like those professors at like Yale or wherever, they've got to be, right. I don't even know.
Also, there are people who have like full-on podcasts and do tons of deep dives all the time.
But I feel like
you
could do that.
Well, okay, I could do a lot of that. But some of them, I feel like I was not.
Because this is like this is longer than a movie that we just
I think there are Swifties who have more of the historical knowledge about her movements during some of the earlier eras. I think I shine more in connecting things through her discography. I was not a very like online, for example, like I was not a heavy Tumblr user during her Tumblr era. I was on Tumblr. I saw some things on Tumblr, but I was not like a big, like, I didn't have like a Stan account. There are people who are content creators here on YouTube now that I love, I follow, that they were creating content like fan pages back then.
They've been like how you are now this whole time.
Yeah, well, it's not that I wasn't. It was the personal stuff that I wasn't like. I mean, I know a lot. I just feel like I shine more with the music and the things that I can connect heavily to the music. Arguably, a lot of her life is connected to her music. She's so authentic. So I don't know how to make the big distinction. I just think there are a lot of people who have a little bit more of the legacy knowledge about like the years that she went to. Okay, actually I do know this about the Met Gala, so that was a bad example, but like something like that, like times that she did certain things, but probably still an unhealthy amount regardless. So
yeah,
there's nothing that I can think of that I've done consistently for that long
except this. I like that. I feel like it's like
it's a good
you could be fixated on way worse things.
That.
And you're creating creative things.
Yeah. And I just love, I mean, I love music. It doesn't I love all kinds of music, but like the escapism, I feel the same way about music as I do about books.
I was just about to say that because you're such a big reader, and I feel like what you do is like line by line analysis. You don't even necessarily like need the music to be playing for you to hear some of what you're doing.
Oh yeah, no, absolutely. That's how I like, and I mean, part of that is escaping, don't get me wrong, but also some of it is just like, it's a place for like my mind to, without dealing with like the external world, without the pressures of putting on a mask. It's just such a natural thing to put on a mask when you have like neurodivergencies. And so it's a safe place that I can let my mind just live in its like native state, if you will, and like just get to explore things. Like I genuinely love learning. My dream life, like if money were of no object, would be travel around the world, but also just like take a course here and there, a couple courses, and then take off summer and the fall. Not for any reason other than just to learn. Like I genuinely love learning things and like researching things. Music gives me a place to, especially when you deal with like people who are big lyricists, it gives me, without committing to a full book, it's a multiverse living in my head that I can always go back to. I can always go back to Taylor's discography, and every time she gives us something new, inevitably I will go back through her entire discography after this.
And trying to
in
pick
the
out things.
months afterwards of me digesting an album, it's so cool to see parallels, things that could have been pulled from, things that are probably a total coincidence. It doesn't matter. It's a place that you can live and see the evolution and how everything can like spiderweb connect, but it's still like mentally engaging.
Yeah.
But anyways, okay, that's enough about that. But overall, I agree. It's not that I haven't been thrilled for this album, because I have. But like I think instead of my disclaimer, it's like it had nothing to do with not wanting it. It just had to do with how I'm currently feeling in my life and like what I'm experiencing. And I loved the aesthetic of it. I am literally in the middle of mourning. So like to be like Showgirl era, like I knew that was gonna be harder, so that's why I didn't have like high expectations. I am a big believer that Taylor's music gets to you at points in your life. There was times where I like especially Folklore and Evermore, because those are surprise drops and I wasn't on social media. Like the only social media I was on was TikTok, but I was on like a very niche site of TikTok at that point. I was not seeing any content about Taylor at that point. I did not know for like days.
That's crazy.
Things come to certain times. So there are albums that I didn't, it's not that I disliked them. I loved them, but there were ones that I was more like attached to from the get-go. And then there was ones where it's like, I needed a year or two or a couple years or for something to happen in my life. And then I have a whole new appreciation for it.
Totally.
And I kind of expected that with this album just because of like what I'm personally going through. Surprisingly, I actually am like really excited to listen again. I will probably be making some videos on track by track, or at least another deep dive after I've had some time here in a couple weeks. But anyways, it's been almost 5.5 hours, I mean, and we need to go to bed because it's almost 1:30 in the morning and I'm too old for this.
Me too.
Dude, you're in college.
I'm not.
You are.
No, I do
Reading.
usually stay up this late.
Final thoughts, I loved it more than I thought I would. I do need more time with it, especially certain songs. I am both scared and curious to see my fellow Swifties' thoughts now that I get to come out of my hidey hole. Please let us know what you thought about this. Did you love it? Did you hate it? What was your favorite track? Did you predict the tracks that you were gonna like? I feel like we did a decent job on that too.
I think we did a really good job. I think we both liked our pick.
Yeah. No, I was not disappointed by ours at all. No.
Yeah.
So I think.
And I was most excited by Wood, as was she.
That was good. That was good. That was good. I feel like Taylor would have approved of that one. I'd love to say we will, but it will probably be I will.
She will.
See you in the next one. Bye.